get the door, Granny.
Great galloping gizzards.
Well, how do you like it? Spent all morning just getting ready for Dash.
But you wasted your time. He's got a date with Ellen.
I don't want a date with him. I want to get a job acting in his new TV series.
I'm sure he already has a leading lady.
I want to show him I can play romantic leading man parts. I want him to stop thinking of me as just an intellectual.
One look at you in that get-up and he'll want to stop thinking of you, period.
Sorry, miss. It's me, Dash, Jethro. Well, you sure got a pile-driving fist. Are you hurt? Nah.
Of course he ain't. You can crack boulders with that head of his.
Feels like concrete.
Thank you. Dash, take a look at me and tell me what comes to your mind.
Halloween?
Oh, I want a part of the new TV show you're doing.
Golly, Jethro, I don't think...
Oh, come on now. Don't you storm me like Mr. Chapman, the head of the movie studio, has been doing. I've been going down there every day for acting audition. And all I keep hearing is, Mr. Chapman's out of town. Mr. Chapman's out of the country.
He may be.
No, he ain't. It's Mr. Chapman I keep hearing it from.
I thought you only acted in the movies, Dash.
I couldn't turn this one down, Granny. It's the first series I've been offered with real quality and sophistication.
What's it called?
Bachelor Sheriff Knows Best.
Howdy, guys. Miss Jane bought her that bathing suit. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Ah! Cover your eyes, hide your eyes. Ellie Mae, go put on the rest of that bathing suit.
This is all it is to it, Granny.
Then I'm going to call Miss Jane and tell her she's been slickered. There's not enough suit there to cover a fella.
Yeah, it's great.
Jethro, I can't put my finger on it, but there's something different about you today. Have you lost weight?
You dumb old girl. This is my new leading man image. Oh, come on, Dash. How about a part in your series?
It's all cast, Jethro.
Oh, there must be something I can do for you.
Yes. Take off that silly wig.
Oh, all right. It ain't true the blondes have more fun anyhow.
Come on, everybody, let's go swimming.
Hey, wait, I can't go. It'll ruin my makeup. Keep your head out of the water. Hey, that won't help. I got it all over me.
Why?
Well, I figured if you didn't need a cowboy, I could play Indy.
Jethro, I'm sorry, but there just isn't a part for you in my series.
Why not?
Well, I'll square with you, Jethro. It's a Western. You can't rope, you can't ride, you can't fast draw, and you can't act.
See? You can't give me one good reason.
Granny, believe me, there is nothing indecent about that bathing suit. Why, I bought one just like it for myself. No, I am not kidding. Yes, I'll tell Mr. Drysdale you called. He's in a meeting with Mr. Chapman, the head of your movie studio. I don't know what they're talking about, but it must be money. When Mr. Chapman came in, he was crying.
Bachelor Sheriff Knows Best couldn't have missed.
Oh, stop crying, Chapman. You've only lost a television series. It's not the end of the world.
But Mr. Clampett's studio is out millions in potential profits.
Well, it is the end of the world.
Television is the real loser. Bachelor Sheriff is going to be something new. Something other than a rehash of last season's hit show.
Really?
It's a rehash of every hit show since 1948.
So, that's why you named the hero Howdy Doody.
That's right. Dash plays a widower lawyer, dying of an incurable disease, who takes his little daughter and her collie dog on a wagon train to Tombstone, where he becomes marshal and tracks down a one-armed man who gave him amnesia.
Sounds terrible.
I know, it's a sure winner.
What happened?
The little think child star that's playing the daughter, Debbie Dimples, came in with impossible demands.
Then write her out of the script.
I can't. That's one of the success elements I stole. The hero must be a widower with a sweet little dependent.
Well, then let it be a monkey instead of a little girl. Jungle series are very big this season.
Yes, a monkey. You know, I was so busy stealing from the old shows, I forgot to steal from the new ones. Hold it. Rip Rock will never go for a monkey as his co-star.
Don't tell him. Put the ape in the right clothes, and he may never know the difference.
Where are we going to find one? All the big-name monkeys already have their own series.
I know one we can get right up at Jed Clampett's house.
Not Jethro.
No, I'm talking about talent. Ellie Mae's chimpanzee, cousin, what's her name?
Milburn, this is the co-starring role. We can't use an unknown.
He won't be once the series is on the air.
Well, I guess Otto von Schlepper, the director, could give her an audition.
Just wait till you see her. She's Judy, Tita, King Kong, all rolled into one. And can she act?
Well, I hope so. I can't risk the series on just another pretty face.
What are you doing out here in that skimpy bathing suit?
Well, we was playing ball. Dash had to run back to the studio.
Car coming, we got company.
Get inside before they see your nakedness.
Why, it's some stranger and Mr. Chapman from a studio.
Well, it's about time. Jethro's been at him all week to get him an acting audition.
Well, they come all the way up here to see him. I hope the boy's ready.
Mr. Clampett. Granny. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Chapman.
Oh, I'd like you to meet a new director I just brought from Europe, Mr. von Schlepper.
Howdy, Mr. Schlepper.
It is Von Schlepper.
All right, Von, you can call me Jake. This here is Granny.
Howdy. I can give you something to cure that tick. Might be able to grow hair for you, too.
Mr. Clampett, we have a wonderful part available in the new Dash Rip Rock television series.
Well, you come to the right spot. We got a real performer in this family.
So we hear.
Yeah. Where is the, how you say,
In the house. You wait right here.
Yeah.
Jethro! Jethro, get down here. Mr. Chapman and the movie director's here. Want to audition you?
Hot dog. Dash must have called him.
Jethro was telling me about Dash's new TV series. Your coming by is going to make the boy powerful happy.
Well, if this audition works out, we're all going to be powerful happy.
Here, Jethro. Jethro, this is Mr. Schlepper. I mean, Von. And you know Mr. Chapman.
Howdy.
I'd like Ellie Mae to meet you. I'll go see can I find her. This is your big chance, boy. Do your stuff.
Don't worry, Uncle Jed. Get a look at this Valentino stayer.
Well, good luck, boy.
What is wrong with that Jethro? He looks like he ate a bad knockwurst.
Never mind. Here comes the real monkey.
Oh, she's a knockout.
Oh, sure. She's got a good figure, but can she act?
I will pull it.
Good, good,
good. She cannot be any worse than Dash Rip Rock. Let me have anger. Now, show me sorrow.
Let's sign her. She's as good as Debbie Dimples.
She's 10 times better than Dash Rip Rock.
Oh, God, who'd they come up here to audition? That blame monkey or me?
Show me passion.
A star is born. Does this mean a part in Dash Rip Rock's television series?
The co-starring role.
Hey, your uncle will have the contracts ready this afternoon.
Yeah!
What's wrong with that nut?
Jed! Ellie! Uncle Jed! Ellie!
You hadn't ought to left Mr. Chapman and Mr. Schlepper out there alone.
I didn't. They left.
Doggone, I wanted Ellie to meet Mr. Schlepper. Granny just had to find something for her to wear over her new bathing suit.
Yeah, and then she wanted it looking stylish, so she had to shorten.
You two don't sound like a couple of hillbilly weed benders. Standing there talking about ladies' fashions when you could swing a tater fork and hit a real live TV star.
Is Dash back?
I'm talking about me.
You?
You mean you got an acting part in his television series?
Not a acting part. I am the co-star.
I don't believe it. What part are you playing on Bachelor Sheriff Knows Biz?
They ain't told me yet. But even a blubberhead like you can figure out it's either got to be the bachelor or the sheriff. Don't let her hit me, Uncle Jed. My face is my fortune.
Yeah, stop it, Ellie. He's got an uphill climb in loose rock as it is.
What do you mean? Appearing with Dash Riprock is going to make me famous overnight.
I'd better call William S. Hart and warn him.
I don't believe even he was an overnight star.
This here ain't the movies. We's talking about national television. For 3, maybe 400 people watching. I got to go pick me out a cow pony.
You better let me pick it out. The only thing you know about a horse is how to sound like one when you lie.
Ellie Mae, if I wasn't afraid of hurting my trigger finger, I'd...
Boy, why don't you let Ellie pick you out a pony? She knows more about horses than you do.
Well, all right, but it's got to be a white bronc. One that's just as smart as me.
Well, that's gonna be mighty hard to find. About the only horses that dumb is on a merry-go-round.
Hello, Miss Hathaway.
Why, Dash! Hello, you should have told me you were coming.
Well, I have just come to the studio. Excuse my word.
Oh, well, you can go right in. Mr. Chapman and Mr. Drysdale, I'll see you when you come out.
Well.
Oh, no hurry, of course.
Bessie the Chimp is going to be the hit of the new season. We ought to call the show Frontier Monkey.
I don't care if they call it Frontier Money. It's going to make us all a potful.
Mr. Drysdale, Mr. Chapman, I've just come from the studio to ask a favor.
Well, name it, as long as it costs under $9.95.
No, it isn't money. It's about Jethro. I want to get him a job in the new series. Anything at all. He's so eager.
Jerky Jethro? Are you kidding?
We need someone to handle the monkey. Yeah. Dash, we've just come up with a job for Jethro. He's going to work with your co-star.
Oh, great. I hope she doesn't mind. Jethro acts a little goofy.
Oh, no, she won't mind. Your co-star's a fun-loving little monkey herself.
A real swinger.
Well, she ought to be. I'll bet you're paying her a lot of bananas for this job.
Oh, Dad. Take a look at my hair.
Yeah, I see it. I didn't know it was that windy out.
This is a hairpiece. I borrowed it from one of the girls in the secretarial pool.
Oh, well, I like your own hair better. This is all drab and stringy around the edges.
That part is my own hair. Dash, isn't there a scene from Bachelor Sheriff I could help you rehearse?
Hey, there is one I'm having trouble with. The saloon fight.
I meant a love scene.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Hathaway. This is a true Western. The only thing in it I kiss is my horse. Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Another cowboy. Oh, this place ain't starting to look like home on the range.
What are the cowboys here?
Me, Dash.
Well, I don't know. He may have gone a little overboard.
I'll be right down. Yippee! Well, now I know why cowboys ride horses. You sure can't walk in these boots.
You all right?
I don't know. There's a sharp tingling sensation shooting through me.
Well, I'll fetch Granny.
Here's the trouble. I was sitting on one of my spurs. Here you are. Well, all set to go to work on Bachelor Sheriff.
You already know about the job?
Well, yeah. I'm the co-star.
No, Jethro. Mr. Chapman meant you're going to be working with the co-star.
Well, yeah, you. I'm your co-star. You're my co-star.
Jethro, there's something I got to do.
Hey, can't it wait, Dash? I got to practice my roping. Only learned how 20 minutes ago.
You're wasting your time.
No, I ain't. I'm awful good, but I ain't perfect. That's the wrong end. Yeah, thanks. Watch. I'm going to lasso that vase over yonder. First, you twirl on over your head like this. Then you throw it all the way back. And then you give it a big yank. Doggone it, Granny, come back here. Uncle Jed, Granny run off with my lasso.
Hey, Jethro, I found you the perfect horse.
Great, I got my saddle out back. Is it a stallion? Is it white? Is it fast?
If it can move at all, you better get on it and ride for your life.
How come?
'Cause otherwise, when Granny climbs out of that rose garden across the street, you're going to get one humdinger of a saddle sore.
Granny sure give Jethro a blistering for tossing her in the rose bushes, didn't she?
Could have been worse.
Yeah, I could have got a hold of him before she did and really beat him up.
Ellie Mae, you can't blame Jethro for not liking the horse you brought home. You gotta admit it ain't exactly what Hoot Gibson would ride.
But then Jethro ain't exactly Hoot Gibson neither.
Oh, you noticed that too, huh?
Besides, I couldn't get old Boulder Belly a little white bronc. With him sitting on it, why, it'd be wore out in 10 minutes.
Well, with this horse you got, what's on it ain't the worry. I'm just hoping what's under it holds up. Hey, that is one gallywumping heap of horseplay.
Why, he weighs almost a ton. He's what you call a Clydesdale. I named him Clyde.
You should have named him Oversized. That horse must stand 18 hands high.
Jethro's gonna sure sit tall in the saddle.
I don't know. After the high tanning he just got, it'd be a spell before he does any saddle sitting at all.
Gone. I bet if old Wild Bill Hickok towed his granny into the rose bushes, he wouldn't have got hickory switched.
If you'd have had your granny, it would have.
Well, enough of this cooling off. I gotta get going.
You've been sitting in water, Jethro. The seat of your pants is all wet.
Oh, they'll dry out in no time. I'm still throwing out a lot of heat. Well, come on, Dash.
You gonna wear that cowboy outfit to the studio?
Well, yeah. I'm gonna ride down there and sign my contract.
You're gonna ride down on that hairy elephant Ellie got for you?
Me and Clyde? Why, sure. Ain't nobody gonna be looking at that freak when they got something like me to stare at.
I see what you mean.
I haven't showed you my fast draw yet.
Well, go ahead, show me.
You show me yours first.
All right, count 3.
3 what?
You know, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Dash, you better play the part of the bachelor. If we'd been having a shootout just then, you'd have more holes in you than the back road to Bug Tussle.
Watch this.
Both guns.
1, 2, 3.
Fast, huh? Bet you didn't even see him come out of the holsters.
Jethro, you should have put blanks in those guns.
Oh, I tried shooting bottles with them things, but I couldn't break a 1.
Oh, never mind.
Hey, I can do better than that.
I think you better get up on your horse. We'll forget about the fancy gunplay.
Why, Dash? That was just an accident.
I know, but another one like that and you'll be the first cowboy in history wearing open-toed boots.
Whoa there. Whoa. Easy there, fella. Easy. Take it easy. Steady, big fella, steady.
If that horse was any steadier, he'd be dead.
Hey, stand back there. I gotta get down to the movie studio and have some publicity pictures took. Hey, how's my saddle look?
Beautiful. Adios, amigo.
Chili con carne. All right, big fella. Up, boy. Hi-ho, Clyde! I gotta change that name. Hi-ho, Clyde! Away! Pound them hoofs! Faster, boy! Faster! Fly like the wind! Could I talk you into a slow walk?
Bro, you're just wasting your time. That horse ain't going nowhere.
I know that. Do something. I got to ride my mount down to Mammoth Studios and sign my co-star contract.
Well, I can't do nothing. Clyde's a draft horse. He won't move unless he's pulling a wagon.
A wagon?
Yeah, that one yonder.
Legit? I can't ride to the movie studio pulling that thing.
Well, it's either that or drive the truck.
There's a choice for you.
I'm a cowboy. I can't drive a truck down to the movie studio, and I sure can't ride a horse pulling that wagon.
Well, there's a third way. You can have the horse pull the truck.
I know a fourth way. You could stay at home.
Doggone! It's the blasted old wagon up. I just hope Hopalong Cassidy don't see me.
Well, I'll hook it up, but you'll have to ask Cousin Bessie before you go anywhere.
What do you mean?
Well, Clyde won't pull his wagon unless Cousin Bessie's riding in it. They've got to be hair-turned fond of each other.
There's one courtship I don't hold much hope for.
Who knows? Around this place, anything can happen.
Now, hold on. Do you think that I'm going to ride down to the movie studio through the middle of Beverly Hills, riding this plow horse, pulling that wagon, with that monkey in it? What kind of a jerk do you think I am? Doggone it, Bessie, quit making so much noise. I don't want to attract no attention.
that monkey, Larry?
How should I know? She's supposed to be here.
Hasn't even signed a contract, and already she's showing up late. Larry, did you ever use a circus in a picture on this lot?
Yeah, a few months ago.
Well, you'd better call them. I think they forgot their freak show.
There's our star.
What an eyeful. What a knockoff.
Thanks, Vans. Hey, bananas! Hey, how'd you know I'd be starved? Hey!
Oh, it's you again. How's your heartburn?
Jethro? Say, what are you doing with that monkey?
Carrying her to her dressing room. Nothing's too good for the co-star of Bachelor Sheriff Knows Best.
She's a co-star? Bessie?
That rare combination of beauty and talent.
What about me? What about this outfit I bought for me?
Well, if I were you, I'd hang on to it. You never know when they might need a replacement for Captain Kangaroo.
I ain't no kangaroo. I'm a star. Anybody can tell I belong right here in show business just by looking at me. Hey, say, mister, I bet you know why I'm here.
Yeah, and you're late.
God!
Well, Mr. Chapman, Mr. Slipper, come in. Jethro's been expecting you.
Now, I hope he wasn't too upset about the misunderstanding over Cousin Bessie. He drove his wagon out of the studio at full gallop.
The trash man didn't even have time to empty his second barrel.
Jethro's all through wanting to be a co-star and dash a series. All he cares about now is Bessie making good.
Oh, what a sweet boy he is.
Hey, sure.
Well, where is Bessie? We have the contracts right here.
Well, just a minute. I'll fetch your agent.
Our agent? That's right, sweetie. I'm Bessie's 10%er. So whifty bo deep.
Whifty's a pretty good nickname for you. You sure come down them stairs fast.
Uncle Jeff, will you fetch Bessie?
Sure, boy.
All right. Listen, you two. My client, Cousin Bessie, has got to have co-star billing, script approval, and an awful good hairdresser. Plus, she gets 10,000 bananas a week, which I get 10%, or 1,000 of them to eat for myself.
Ridiculous. We'll just get another monkey.
Oh, not like Bessie, you won't. Wait till you see what I've done for her. She is going to be a real big star.
No. All that sweet, naive, little girl quality, it's gone.
Now, she's just another Hollywood glamour puss.
Hey, wait, we can make a deal. How about 1,000 bananas a week? Or what about 500? I'll give you a couple of bunches. I'm gonna.
You ain't either. I am.
You ain't.
I am.
You ain't.
Hold on now. Jethro, you tell me.
Well, I forgot.
There's the king coming to stay at the Drysdale's house. King Alexander.
Yeah, now I remember. Let me tell him.
Well, I'm telling him.
You ain't.
I
ain't.
Hold on now, Jethro. You tell me.
Well, it's a foreign sounding name.
It's King Alexander of Sylvania.
Real live king, huh? No wonder they had so many folks over there fixing and cleaning.
Yeah, Miss Drysdale even hired us.
To do what?
Stay away.
Take that back to her and...
Hey, no, wait a minute, Uncle Jed. We can make a lot of money if you'll just play along.
What you mean?
Well, she said she'd double this if we could keep you and Granny out of sight, too.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. Get someone to sit in for you. I want you to drive me to the yacht harbor. I'm meeting Margaret down there to pick up King Alexander.
How exciting! And you look so handsome. What is that medallion you're wearing?
Oh, that's Margaret's idea. She thought when I met the king I should be wearing a decoration.
It's very impressive. Where did she get it?
From my den. It's an ashtray. Watch it, Miss Hathaway. I'm up to here with this nobility business, and I haven't even met the royal jerk yet.
Chief, what about Ellie Mae? Your wife says King Alexander is one of the world's most eligible bachelors. Worldly, handsome, witty, charming.
Look, those things don't count when we're talking about a lifetime companion for my sweet little Ellie.
Well, naturally, he'd need other important qualities to make him a good husband.
Right, and he doesn't have them.
No?
Not a nickel.
That's not what I meant. But why do you say that?
Because I've checked every financial rating book here, and he isn't even listed.
Well, he probably has a secret Swiss bank account. Alexander is the last of the big-time monarchs, always at one resort or another, on a yacht somewhere.
Really?
Yes, I've read that he's worth billions.
Billions? Well, maybe he's a man of good character after all.
Good character or good credit?
There's a difference. Oh, Miss Hathaway, what if the king and Ellie Mae were to fall in love and there was a merger?
I believe you mean marriage.
Yes, we've got to introduce them right away.
But Chief, it will take time to teach Ellie enough protocol even to meet the king.
Sir Milburn Drysdale, banker to the Royal Majesties. Oh, with the king's billions and the Clampetts' billions in my bank, I can wheel and deal with the big money boys. The Rockefellers, Baron Rothschild, Bing Crosby.
Mr. Drysdale?
Hello, Mr. Clampett.
Howdy, Miss Jane. I'm sorry to bother you, but it's about that king that's coming to visit you.
Not me, you.
Me?
And your family. I told him all about the Clampetts, and he wants to meet you right away.
Chief!
Well, doggy, think of that. Bunch of old sorghum lappers like us rubbing elbows with a real live king.
Oh, Chief!
Something wrong, Miss Jane?
Oh, she's just a little upset because we had planned to surprise you with him.
Oh, well, I reckon that explains the money.
Money?
Yeah, your missus wanted to pay the young'uns to stay away from your house whilst the king was there. I reckon she didn't want them to find out about the surprise.
Of course. And Big Mouth Milburn put his foot in it.
Both feet, and it's too late to pull them out.
Well, we'll have to be leaving to pick up the king. Now, you go home, and I'll have His Highness there in about an hour, and have Ellie in her nicest dress.
Oh, we'll be ready. I see you're all slicked up to meet him. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's mighty handsome.
Thank you.
I don't know when I've seen a pretty rash tray. Don't let His Highness put on the feedback before he comes to the house. Granny has always said that her hog jowls is fit for a king, and now she can prove it.
No more.
Telephone call for His Royal Highness King Alexander of Sabalia.
Put the call in here. It's for you, Alex.
Yes? Oh, thank you. My new host, Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, just Robin.
Alex, why don't you stop being an international freeloader? If you'd settle down and apply yourself, you could be a first-class busboy.
I am a king, not a steward. I was supposed to be a guest on your yacht.
For the first 2 years, you were a guest. From then on, you pay for your passage.
I offered to pay. I have billions in my Swiss bank account.
You have billions of Sabalian gluttonies.
The currency of my country.
Why, this paper napkin is worth more than a gluttony. Wait a minute. It is a gluttony.
I ran short of napkins. The Drysdale are just here. Please go. Huh? Oh, excuse me. Can I borrow your coat?
All right.
Ah, thank you. I shall remember your kindness when my people return me to the throne of Sabalia.
Oh, stop dreaming, Alex. You're down to sponging off bourgeois Beverly Hills bankers.
Yes, but they will know bourgeois Beverly Hills heiresses. I will marry one, and then, presto, the gluttony will again be worth something.
Well, they're worth something already. They make fabulous napkins.
Your Majesty!
Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale, you may rise.
Help me.
We are very honored to have you stay with us at our home, Your Money. Your Majesty.
Yes, Your Grace. We feel a great kinship to the aristocracy. I have very pure bloodlines, and of course Milburn is no stranger to nobility.
Oh, thank you. That's very thoughtful.
With your permission, we will proceed home now, Your Highness.
Now, friend, help me. What a scene. Miss Hathaway will have to drive me home.
You bring His Highness in the limousine.
Of course, my dear. Excuse me, Your Highness. Speaking man to king, I've heard you're worth billions. Is that true?
Quite true.
Oh, really? Well, I know a family you must meet.
If you like. Oh. Shall we?
His Highness will be here any minute now. Where's the young'un? You ready for him?
Don't go getting excited. And what do you mean, am I ready for him?
Well, I mean like special victuals and such. It ain't every day we get to swap howdies with the king.
His Highness is going to get my ordinary company victuals, just like anybody else. Being a king don't make him no different than you or me.
All right, Granny.
You ain't going to catch me carrying on about him. He's just folks as far as I'm concerned. I ain't going to get excited or flustered or discombobulated.
All right, Granny, but I don't think you'd be making too much fuss over him if you was to put on some shoes. Take it easy.
I am. I just don't know what happened to him. I had him on just before I put my corn phone in the oven.
Granny, there's your corn phone.
Oh!
Thought you said you wasn't excited about the king coming.
I ain't.
All right, you ain't. Now, come on, so we can be out front when he comes.
All right. Don't get excited. Just wait till I put on my hat.
I'll take you to my home in a moment, Your Majesty, but first you must meet the Clampets.
It's a nice little place. Is there a Miss Clampett?
Yes, and I think you'll find her most unique. Not what you'd expect from the daughter of a multimillionaire.
Multi? Is that in dollars, drachmas, rubies, what?
Dollars. Oh, they're just one of my smaller accounts at the bank, 70 million or so.
70 million?
Of course, that's nothing compared to your assets.
Fortunately.
I beg pardon?
Fortunately, I have learned the common touch. I am looking forward to meeting Miss Clampett.
Oh, her name is Ellie.
Just pretend he's company from home.
It ain't the same. Jethro says that kings wear gold crowns and fur-trimmed cakes and...
Come in, come in.
Come in, Your Highness. I seem to have lost my money clip.
You see, he ain't letting me get all boggled over.
You can say that again.
I look outside. May I present His Most Royal August Highness, King Alexander of Sabavia.
Howdy, I'm Jed Clampett.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Clampett?
Oh, no, we ain't married.
Oh, but then you must be the beautiful lady I've heard so much about. Miss Clampett? Ellie, what an exquisite creature you are. Silver-haired beauty. Ellie.
Granny, he thinks you're Ellie. Say something.
Oh.
In good time, Jed. All right. I ain't Ellie.
This here's Granny. Yonder's Ellie Mae.
Beauty begets beauty. The sun has given her light to the moon.
This here is the King of Sabavia, Ellie.
Well, howdy, King.
Excuse me. Call me Bobo, all my friends do.
Okay, King Bobo.
Hey, where is he? Where's the king? Where is His Highness? What'd you do with him?
That's my nephew, Jethro. He got that outfit from a movie studio, special for you.
He looks positively ludicrous.
Well, thank you. He'll be pleased.
I couldn't find your money clip.
But he did.
I missed him. He's gone, and all that's left is his royal napkin holder.
You big dope, this here is His Highness.
Him? Gee, you sure don't look like the king in my big blue book of fairy tales. Anyway, my liege.
Well, let's all go in the parlor and get acquainted.
Hello, Miss Hathaway.
Chief, where have you been? Your wife has been phoning every 5 minutes since I took her home. She thinks you kidnapped King Alexander.
For once, she's right. And he couldn't have cared less about protocol when he saw Ellie Mae.
Well, I hope there's no language problem.
What do you mean? Those two can speak in a universal language.
You mean love? Money.
Milburn?
Quick, lock the door.
Hello, Uncle Milby.
Doreen, what are you doing in town?
The question to be answered is, what have you done with His Highness?
I asked first, what is she doing here?
She's my niece, and I asked her to fly here and be King Alexander's companion during his visit.
Companion? What about getting married?
You are already married.
No. She and Leonard are no more. Poor little thing. She rushed into it before she was ready.
But I'm not bitter. Maybe my next husband will be Mr. Right. 7's my lucky number.
Leonard was number 7, dear. Now, what have you done with Alexander?
I think he's visiting friends.
I don't know what you're up to, Milburn. Probably something to do with his money. But Doreen is not going to let you out of her sight until she meets the king.
Right, Auntie Meg. I've never married royalty before. Unless you count the Pancake King.
You stay right here, dear. I'm going to see if His Highness is in the basement.
Doreen, why don't you fix your makeup in there? You want to look your best when you meet the king.
Oh, I sure do. How's this for openers?
You always were a shy little thing. What am I going to do? She'll wreck everything.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane. We done invited King Alexander to stay over with us for a while. And I got to get you to tell me where to pick up his suitcases.
Wonderful. Thank you. There.
I know who you are.
You do?
They're looking for you.
You have?
She thinks he's king. My name's Doreen. Can I be one of your friends and call you Bobo?
Shucks, you can call me Gatorface if you want to.
Bobo's okay. Why don't we get out of here and go for a ride?
All right. I see you're dressed for it.
You bet.
Let's go. Ain't nothing that turns a girl's head like a uniform.
Jen? Where's His Highness? I'm all ready to serve him and Ellie a courting dinner. I'm having groundhog goulash.
Granny, I'll try and hold up on the victuals a mite. He just went down to the cement pond to talk to Ellie, and I never seen anybody in such a dither.
Well, after all, he's the first king Ellie ever met.
Well, it ain't her that's in the dither, it's him.
Let me look.
Hold on now. I don't want to go spying on him.
Then you wait here. I will.
You tend your business.
Oh, all right, Jen. It's just that I'm so dad-blamed excited.
I know what you mean. Thinking about Ellie getting married to a king.
I can't. It's enough to think of Ellie getting married at all.
I got to admit, it looks pretty good, though. Him accepting our invite to stay over and sending Jethro out for his bags, you know.
And we know he ain't no fortune hunter. Mr. Drysdale says he's a billionaire. I think I'll just slip out and give Ellie some advice on romance.
Granny, love will find a way. It don't need you riding point.
Ah, Ellie Mae. Look at these hands. These little hands.
They is kind of small for a man.
You are driving me mad.
I am?
Believe me, you are. My sweet. My angel. Ah, Ellie Mae.
Hey, why you always kissing hands? Ain't you never heard of kissing on the lips?
Ellie.
Sorry, I hope I didn't hurt you.
Why did you do that?
Well, 'cause Granny said to when it's the first date, and it ain't a good night kiss.
Then it was not your idea.
Heck no, I like kissing. Yes, and disobey Granny.
Then your hand will do nicely.
Would you mind switching? This one's getting awfully chapped.
Well, here we are. This is the Drysdale place.
I thought you owned all sorts of fabulous sports cars.
Oh, no, just this one.
Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, now I'll pick you up right here for our date tonight.
But I thought you were staying here, too.
Oh, heck no. Already live next door.
Oh, that's a break. What are we going to be doing tonight?
Oh, I got some real big plans. We's gonna go frog hunting.
Frog hunting? But you're the king.
Yeah, I am pretty good at it.
Sure aren't what I expected. This truck and frog hunting tonight. And as for your famous wit, I've only seen half of it.
Thank you. I ain't even warmed up yet.
Well, till tonight.
Yeah, and wear some old shoes. Thank you.
Never seen the like yet. Best court and dinner I ever served up. And that king never touched a bite. How can any man pass up groundhog goulash, baked buzzard eggs, and minced crawdads?
Well, maybe he just don't like rich food.
Beginning to wonder about him. How can you trust a fella that don't like fricassee of barn owl?
I wouldn't fault the king, Granny. The way he tells it, all Sabellians has tetchy stomachs.
What you mean?
Well, he says nobody in his country eats very good. Is all suffering from something called, inflated gluttony?
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty. I heard you were staying, so I dropped by with your luggage.
I'm sorry that there is so much of it. I am carrying several suitcases full of currency.
Really? Of course, with your kind of money, I suppose a suitcase full here and there doesn't amount to much, huh?
With my kind of money, you are absolutely right.
So if you're staying here, why don't you let me keep it for you at my bank?
Very well. Why don't you open an account for me with the money in these two, huh?
Wonderful. And do you want me to contact your Swiss bank for the balance?
Well, perhaps after Ellie and I are married.
You're getting married?
I am mad about her. Unfortunately, her enthusiasm for the idea does not equal mine.
Well, just how much enthusiasm does she have?
Roughly speaking, none.
She can't refuse you. You're the king of Siberia.
I know. But to use her exact words, she said, that don't cut no mustard with me.
Well, pardon me, Your Highness. Maybe it's because you're not acting enough like a king.
What?
Well, I mean, don't you have a uniform you can impress her with, a crown or a cape or something like that?
Of course, but do you think that will make much difference?
Oh, howdy, my liege. Mr. Drysdale, somebody left these suitcases on the front porch.
They belong to His Highness. Thank you, Jethro.
Well, thank you. That niece of yours sure took a shine to me. I don't know what done it. Either my uniform or my personal poise and magnetism.
Maybe it would help to wear my cape and crown.
Here we are, Miss Hathaway. King Alexander's first deposit.
In cash?
There must be $100,000 in each of these. He's got $3 billion more. Wait a minute. What's this stuff?
It's Sabellian currency. King Alexander's a billionaire, all right, in gluttonies.
Well, it must be convertible to dollars. Look it up in the exchange rate.
I am. Let's see. Francs, guilders, gluttonies. Yes, they're worth 4 to the dollar.
Well, that's still almost $1 billion.
No, Chief, the rate is 4 tons of gluttonies to the dollar. Wait, there's a footnote. This rate is good only during world paper shortages. The rest of the time, they're absolutely worthless. Chief! Oh, don't take it so hard. You're not out anything.
I may be out the Clampets. That royal thief is up there right now sweeping Ellie off her feet, and I told him how.
That's the gluttony.
Maybe we're not too late.
Ellie May, I am a king. I offer you a life of complete luxury. Never again will you wear blue jeans. You will always be at the height of fashion. Only the nobility will speak to you. They will call you Your Majesty. Silence. Servants will wait on you hand and foot. You will drink vintage wine and eat gourmet food. You will do no work. You will sleep till noon every day. You will lack for nothing. Now say you accept.
I'm sorry, King, but it sounds just awful.
You are refusing me?
Yes, Your Majesty.
But I ain't.
What?
I was listening to the whole thing, and boy, that's a lot for me. Oh, hi, Doreen.
There's the king. He's the one that took me for the ride.
He took you for a ride, all right. That's Jethro. There's the real king. Your Majesty.
Doreen, I gotta break our date tonight. I'm going to Sebalia to live a life of luxury.
Drysdale, madame, I'm afraid I must say goodbye. The yacht I came in is sailing in 2 hours.
Hot dog, I'll get packed.
But you can't leave. You haven't gotten to know Doreen yet.
Oh, forget it, Aunt Meg. I am going back to Boston. Jethro was bad enough, but this one looks like something out of the big blue book of fairy tales.
Doreen! Oh, forgive her, Your Majesty. She's really lovely and single.
Is she by any chance rich?
Well, she's gotten 7 divorce settlements.
Wait, mademoiselle, wait! I will make you my queen!
Well, this is the last of the court and dinner leftovers.
Ellie, hope you don't feel too bad about the king leaving and chasing back to Boston.
Well, heck no. I never did love him. And when he put on that crown and got so uppity, well, I didn't even like it.
Leastways, he said we could have his suitcases. I can hardly wait to see what's in them.
I already looked, and every one was filled with nothing but paper napkins.
But they're nice ones. Well, tuck them in and let's eat. Oh, glad you're here, boy. I want to tell you about the family New Year's resolution. It's Granny's idea, and it's a dandy. Commencing right now, we are going to be friendly to Ms. Drysdale. No matter what she does to provoke us or how poor she treats us, we are going to be sweet as sugar, and that goes for every single one of us. What do you think, boy? Reckon you can keep that resolution? Jethro?
Well, hi, Jet. Did you say something?
Yeah, I did. I was telling you about this New Year's resolution.
Hey, Miss Drysdale, I'll nail her hide to a tree.
Well, what is the resolution?
Never mind, I get the feeling it's done been busted.
I've seen some spiteful neighbors in my time, but that spiteful woman is the most spitefulest. Just to spite us, she built a spite fence. How's that for spitefulness? The hedge wasn't enough. She put up a canvas behind it. I can't see over it and I can't see under it.
What is it you want to see?
Whatever it is that she don't want me to see, that's what.
Well, nothing like starting the new year right.
Did you say something, Uncle Jet?
Chief, who were those strange little creatures?
What strange little creatures?
Oh, 3 tiny green men just walked out of your office.
What were you drinking last night?
Oh, I had my usual nightcap of celery and spinach juice. Now, Chief, I did see 3 tiny green men.
Okay, I saw them too.
Oh, thank heaven. Who were they?
Martians?
Oh, well, they certainly gave... Martians?
I am in their power. My instructions are to...
No, Chief, stop that. What's gotten into you?
The advertising scheme of the century. Those little green men are going to make this bank the most famous financial institution in the world, and all within the space of 5 minutes.
What?
It's New Year's Day. At the Rose Bowl, 100,000 people watching. Millions more on television. Suddenly, a flying saucer appears.
A flying saucer?
It hovers over the bowl. Every eye is turned skyward, and every camera turned upon it. Suddenly, a voice booms out. Take us to your leader, your financial leader, the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills.
What were you drinking last night?
Coffee. I spent the night in conference with the Flying Montaneros.
The Flying Montaneros?
Yes, they're those little green men. They're Italian midgets. They do a balloon act, so I had the balloon modified to look like a flying saucer.
Where are you going?
To take my little Martians to their spacecraft.
Oh, where is it?
No. Even they don't know where it is. It's in a spot no one suspects, hidden behind a hedge and 10 feet of canvas. And no one's going to see it until it arrives at the Rose Bowl.
Chief, listen to me. You could be arrested for trying a stunt like this.
That's all been taken care of. If anything goes wrong, the headline will read, Banker's Secretary Admits Hoax. Well, think of it. You'll get credit for the greatest advertising scheme of the century. What do you say? Can I count on you?
Well, I'll go to jail.
That's the old spirit.
Uncle Jed, can I drive into town now? Ellie said you'd keep an eye on Granny for me.
Oh, I don't reckon your granny's gonna need watching no more.
She's awful determined to see over that spite fence.
She was, but I think falling off the roof sort of discouraged her.
It's a wonder she didn't bust every bone in her body.
Well, I reckon that marble bench out back kind of broke her fall.
Well, I'll be going then.
You go ahead. She's give up. Granny, what in the Sam Hill are you doing?
Oh, just out for a little walk.
On stilts?
Well, I might just come on a tree full of ripe fruit.
All right, have yourself a good look. Well, watch out for Jethro. He's going to come barreling around the side of the house any minute now in the truck. Jethro, look out for your granny. Granny, watch out.
What with slippery roofs and crazy drivers, a body ain't safe around this house.
Jed, is she all right?
So far. But if that muley little woman don't find out what's on the other side of that spite fence pretty quick.
Well, how about I go look and tell her?
Might save us all a heap of misery.
I'll be right back.
Where are you going now?
To borrow a cup of possum renderings from Miss Drysdale.
What's the gun for?
In case she won't let me in.
Okay, we're there.
Louis, abbiamo quasi stupicato. Mamma mia, dove sta,
Never mind. This is where you hide out till launch time. Now, there's nobody home. The house is yours. But don't answer the phone. Don't answer the door.
Quando pigliamo i soldi?
Sorry, I don't understand Italian. Your balloon is hidden around in back. And don't worry if it looks like a flying saucer. I've made some changes, but it'll still get you to Pasadena. Now here, stay behind this till you get inside.
Quando pigliamo i soldi?
I told you I don't understand Italian.
My brother says, when do we get our money?
What did he say?
Questo ha detto, quando pigliamo i soldi?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't understand Italian.
Flying saucer! He's landed.
Come on, answer the door. What kind of good neighbor are ya? Spiteful old biddy. I didn't see no little green man.
You look like you seen a ghost.
I ain't seen nothing.
You down that much white mule, you're gonna.
Kid, could we sit down and talk a little?
Sure. Come on. What do you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing in particular. It's just that we ain't chewed the fat for a while.
Well, that's the truth. Well, the weather sure has turned off nice again, ain't it?
Yeah, it has.
According to Pearl, they's had a little cold snap back home.
Uh-huh. Kid, have you noticed that folks is getting shorter and greener?
Granny.
Yeah.
Shorter and greener?
Uh-huh.
No. I can't say that I've noticed that. Why'd you ask?
Oh, there's no reason. Just that if you had, it sure would give us something to talk about.
This is Jethro Bodine calling space people by mental telepath. I know you're probably looking for a big Earth brain to take back to Venus or Mars or wherever. Well, here I sit. I had to come over to your spaceship, but I couldn't get my basket of victuals through the head. Space people, I ain't getting no message back from you. Let me know if I'm coming through. I feel something. You're coming through. Oh, you're really coming through to me now. That message is bored right into my brain. What are you trying to tell me?
You're a nut.
No, I ain't, space people. I'm one of the biggest brains here on Earth.
Jethro, it's me, Ellie.
Shh. Doggone. You done scared them off. Now they stop transmitting.
Yes. What are you talking about?
The Martians is next door.
Oh, they friends with the Drysdales?
Dumb old girl. Martians is from outer space. They landed their flying saucer in the Drysdales' backyard.
Well, what for?
To try and contact me. They always try to locate the Earthman with the biggest brain. The Martians is hundreds of times smarter than ordinary folks.
Well, if they's here to contact you, and so all for it smart, how come they landed in the wrong yard?
Keep it up. They's gonna turn you into a robot.
How come?
'Cause they know what you're thinking.
Then they ain't gonna contact you, 'cause I think you're a pea brain.
You keep it up, and I'm gonna let them Martians vaporize you.
Well, I don't think there is any Martians, nor a flying saucer neither.
Yeah? I'll show you.
George Washington?
Okay, that's a good expression. Hold it right there.
I sure hope I don't get into trouble with the government.
Relax. If there's any problem, Miss Hathaway will take the blame.
Chief, what kind of madness is this?
The kind of madness that's going to make me king of the bankers. Oh, have those printed up in exact dollar bill size. Oh, in lovely mint green. Oh, a great advertising scheme. My little Martians are gonna toss thousands of Drysdale dollars from their flying saucer. And it'll be...
You can't duplicate money. That's counterfeiting. Oh, but please listen to me. This idea is getting completely out of hand. And now stop and think. You're taking terrible chances.
Yeah, I guess maybe I am leaving myself wide open for trouble.
Oh, believe me, you are.
Okay, take a memo.
Oh. Ready.
I, Jane Hathaway, do hereby confess that on New Year's Day...
See? Yonder's the saucer.
Look, coming.
Credetto che volare?
They must be Martians.
Così cosa?
What are they saying?
I don't know. They's talking Martian.
Hey! Questa casa non te lo sipo! Oh, sto bancare malato.
I'm gonna go tell Pone. That fool Jethro was fixing to tote off every scrap of food in the house. There must be a ton of victuals in here.
Yeah, that lasted, boy, pretty near half a day.
Where do you think he was fixing to go?
Pa, Granny, Guess what's going on over to the Drysdales?
I don't want to hear.
But there's a flying saucer over there. And some little green men about this high.
You seen them too?
Yes'm, Granny.
With green faces and wires sticking out of their heads?
Yes'm, Granny. They's from Mars.
I knowed they was out-of-staters.
Now, hold on. You seen little green men with wires sticking out of their heads?
That's right, Uncle Jed. I figured they'd come to take me back to Mars with them.
They ain't taking you nowhere, the little goomers. Scaring the wits out of folks. Now you take and put this stuff back in the icebox.
But, Granny, I'm gonna need that for lunch. Mars is a fur piece off, and I can't count on them for victuals. From the looks of them, all they eat is greens.
And not a whole lot of this.
Now, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. All three of you have seen these little green men over to the Drysdales.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon maybe that explains why Miss Drysdale put up that high fence.
What you mean?
Well, we all know what great store that woman sets by appearances. Well, here she's got out-of-town company, and she's ashamed of them.
Serves her right. She complained about the way we look.
A little more reason to treat them friendly, so let's invite them over for victuals.
All right.
I can't believe what I'm hearing. You dumb old country people are talking like Martians is just plain folks. They's from another planet, clean out in space, hundreds of miles away. They smarter than human beings, even smarter than me.
And your brain never got in the way of eating, so go out and invite them for victuals.
Uncle Jed, can't you understand that? Well, I'll show you how smart they are. I'll talk to them by mental telepathy. Jethro Bodine calling spacemen. Come in, spacemen. You're coming through again. I still can't cipher your code, but I got a message for you.
Boy.
Okay, here it is. My family would like for you to come over and take victuals with us. What do you say? They said yes, and I think they's hungry.
Allora che facciamo noi? Né cibo né denaro. Aspetto fino io vedo quella Drysdale. Pow!
Martian, come on over here. Don't be afraid. I'm an Earthman. I'm that giant brain y'all been looking for. Of course, this ain't all of me. There's a whole big old body laying out behind this head. Didn't you get my telepathic message to come on over for victuals?
What it is against the victuals?
You know, food, eats, chow.
Ciao!
Yeah, that's right. Good.
I've been calling the Drysdales, but nobody answers the telephone. I figured we ought to invite them to come along with the visitors from Mars.
I ain't hardly got enough victuals for them little goomers, let alone the grown-ups.
And it's cold at that.
Well, I didn't have time to cook nothing. They don't like it, they can lump into it.
I'm sure they'll be right pleased.
They's coming, Granny. They's coming. Hey, this all the victuals you got?
Now, it'll just be family hold back until the Martians is at their fill.
They scared me so bad I couldn't eat if I wanted to. The little green varmints.
Well, Granny, they can't help it if they's little and green.
Ellie's right. We shouldn't let on that they's any different than us. Leastways, let's try our best. Well, howdy there, neighbor. My name is Jed Clampett. Good to see you. You're looking well. Well, this here is my family. This is Granny and Ellie Mae.
Hi.
I reckon you met Jethro.
Yeah.
Well, victuals is on. Put your feet under the table and dig in.
What's the matter? Ain't it good enough for you?
Be careful. They'll vaporize you.
I'd like to see them try.
Come on, sit down. Give it a taste.
Yeah, Granny's grits is awful good.
How's the weather been back to Mars? Cousin Pearl says they've been having a cold snap at home.
Did y'all have a nice trip?
Well, come on, commence it.
Oh, gracias.
I ain't got no grazie. You'll eat grits and like it.
You too, Ellie. Well, now enjoy yourself. Eat your fill. If you run out, there's plenty more in that big basket, Johnny.
Granny, if you don't stop mean-mouthing them Martians, they's gonna turn us all into robots.
What's a robot?
That's where they take these little electronic things and plant them under your hide, and then you got to do their bidding.
What dickens you say?
Yeah, and from then on, you just walk around with a stupid look on your face.
Where did they plant yours?
These Martians has got a spiteful streak in them. We better find out more about them. I'll call Mr. Drysdale down to the bank.
Miss Hathaway, I've decided there's a lot of value in this George Washington image. Why, I could become known as the financial father of our country.
Chief, the flying saucer idea was bad enough, but this is going to get you a cell with rubber walls.
That's the difference between us. You make your living pounding with your fingers. I use my head.
That explains it. Jane Hathaway here. Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm so glad it's you. You're the one person Mr. Drysdale will listen to. Well, he's been acting most peculiarly. He came in this morning with this stupid idea about Martians in a flying saucer.
Miss Hathaway!
Listen, I can't talk to you anymore now, but please, can you come right down? I'm really worried about him.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there. My doggy, Jethro was right. Sounds like them Martians has stuck something under Mr. Drysdale's hide. According to Miss Jane, he's acting mighty queer. Come on, Jethro. Granny, you and Ellie lock yourselves in your room.
Well, let's get upstairs, Granny.
I ain't scared of them little gourd heads. Why, I fish with grasshoppers bigger than them.
Look at these Drysdale dollars. I'll blanket this city with them.
Did you see them crazy clothes?
Yeah, his hair's growed long and turned snow white.
It's 100 years old.
He got one of them things under his hide somewhere.
My little Martians are gonna toss these Drysdale dollars out of their flying saucer by the thousands. Everybody will get some.
Listen to reason.
Nothing's going to stop me. I've got it up here.
They put it in his head. You want I should snatch it out?
No, Jethro. If they got him to the point where he's throwing away his own money, it's too late.
So,
I just hope we get home in time to save Granny and Ellie.
Yeah, Granny can't stand that much aging.
Hey, you all right?
Well, sure, pal.
Where's Granny?
Well, she just went tearing out of here with her shotgun. What you doing?
She's all right, Uncle Jed.
Shotgun?
Says she's gonna blow that there flying saucer to kingdom come.
Oh, that silly little old country woman. She can't hurt a spaceship with a shotgun. Why, they's made out of space-age metal. Not even a cannon can dent it.
Well, then she'll light into it with her bare hand. She's madder than a wet hornet.
How come?
Well, them little green fellas ate up everything there was and left without so much as a thank you. I kept yelling for more grazie and ciao and something called a arrivederci.
All right, you greedy little grit grabbers. I'm gonna count to 3 to get your little green carcasses out of here. If you don't, you ain't never gonna get right. 1, 2, 3.
What'd you do to the little fellers? You didn't shoot them, did you?
No, but take a look at their flying saucer.
Lighter than a pancake.
They took off for Mars on foot.
All right, you little robbers. There's enough money there for 10 balloons. Now get out of here.
Vita la moneta! Ma che chiesto? Questo è George Washington.
Sì, non è George Washington.
Quella malandrina
Daddy! Granny, guess who's in the paper?
Well, I hope it's worth ruining my possum pot pie.
Well, Diana Dayton's done got herself engaged.
That ain't even worth the crust. Who's she?
Oh, I met her that day at that fancy girls' school. Look right there in Society Sandy's column.
Well, if that girl can get a husband, anybody can. Ugliest thing I ever did see. Got a beard clear down to her chest.
Well, Granny, you're looking at the wrong picture. That's some actor. This is Diana.
The actor's prettier than she is, even with the beard.
Listen to what Society Sandy says about her. This reporter's ears turned shocking pink to hear Divine Diana Dayton announce her engagement just hours after being presented to society at the biggest coming-out party these baby blues have ever seen.
Well, that's fine, honey. Now, you run along. Now, you'll get a husband, don't you worry.
Well, I ain't worried.
Of course not, honey. No need to be. I'm worrying enough for the both of us.
We're back.
Oh, good. Jethro, here's the phone number of the newspaper. You call up and get the Society Sandy on the phone and ask her what it takes to give a coming-out party.
Yes, ma'am.
A coming-out party?
Or Ellie. This Diana gal snared herself a husband right after she give one. She's got a face of sour milk.
Better find out what they put in the punch.
I got Society Sandy's secretary on the phone.
We should have thought of it. The reason Ellie ain't got no dates is because nobody in Beverly Hills knows that she's here. She ain't been presented to society.
And that's what a coming-out party's for,
Why, sure. When you want to get rid of an old hound dog, you bring him out where folks can look at him, don't you?
I see your point, but I wouldn't put it just that way.
All I know is that I've tried every love charm in my book to get Ellie Mae a husband. And now we gotta give it the old horse auction approach.
Don't know as I'd put it that way, neither.
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Hand engraved invitation. Everybody in the blue book. Uh-huh. Is that all?
Yes, that's about it. Have fun and lots of luck. Bye. Oh, Society! Sandy! Feast your baby blues on this.
Yeah.
Ellie Mae Clampett is having a coming-out party.
Ellie Mae Clampett. Let me see. Did I meet her at the Von Clippington tea dance?
Oh, Sandy, I'm putting you on. It was a hillbilly. You should have heard the questions. At a coming-out party, does the folks have to stay out, or can they come back inside and set a spell?
Clampett. I know I've heard that name before. Get me research on the horn.
Oh.
Next, you got to invite the 400. They's in the blue book.
We'll get one of them books.
Yeah. And then you got to have party victuals fixed by a world's famous chef.
Mm-hmm. I already figured on doing the cooking.
And then you got to have music for dancing.
Well, I'll get out my guitar and Jethro and his spoon.
Yeah.
This is Ellie's big chance. We gotta do everything big. Everything first rate.
You're right. We gotta hire us a high-class outfit.
This calls for nothing less than Luther Gooch and his Ozark Jug Band.
You reckon they'd come?
Oh, it's gonna cost Jed a purty penny. But as long as we've gone this far, what's another $10 or $20?
Okay, thanks. No, that's all I need to know. Wow. What a scoop. Ellie Mae's father, J.D. Clampett, has 68 million simoleons.
Oh, they're in the simoleon business.
That means money, honey. They're oil rich. Get them on the phone.
But they're not in the social register.
Who cares? With that kind of loot in the cash register, this could be the coming out party of the year.
Okay, if you say so.
Look, I know a hot story when I see one. Don't forget, before I took over this desk, I was 22 years as fashion editor.
Then it's all settled. Along with Luther and his jug band, we're bringing out Millard Fribble and his swing-a-latin musical songs.
We'll put one of them out by the cement pond, the other one out front.
That way, either door the folks come out, they're covered.
Hello? Yes, this is J.D. Clampett's residence. Who's calling? Society Sandy?
That's right, honey. I'm checking out a rumor that there's a coming out party for Ellie Mae Clampett.
It ain't no rumor. It's gonna be the biggest wing-ding you ever seen. We're bringing in 2 bands from out of town, inviting everybody in the Blue Book and then some.
Sounds like you're out to get a name for yourself.
No, we're out to get a name for Ellie. One with a missus in front of it. Kid's spending a fortune. We're gonna make that Diana Dayton's party look like a rained-out well digging.
Zappity-doo, pussycat. My head is spinning.
Then if you don't want to miss the party, you take some whorehound and honey and get right in bed. Bye.
Society Sandy sick?
I'll say, lightheaded, talking goofy, and has the worst case of gravel throat I ever heard. She sounded for all the world like a man.
Good morning, Miss Hathaway.
Oh, Chief, have you seen the morning paper?
No. Is my picture in it?
It's Society Sandy's column. It says the Clampetts are having a coming-out party for Ellie Mae.
What?
Listen. There's a coming-out party planned for the Clampett cupcake, Ellie Mae, that should be the Beverly Hills Basherino of the year. Papa Clampett is sparing no expense.
Call that paper. They can't print lies like that. I'll sue.
Well, Society Sandy got the story right from Granny.
Come on, we've got to get up there and stop them.
But Chief, a coming-out party for Ellie Mae isn't such a bad idea.
It is when they spare no expense. Come on. Mr. Clampett, Granny?
This must be their idea of a coming-out party. Oh, Chief, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, they must have spent 10 or 20 bucks on crepe paper alone.
I was thinking of the Clampetts' feelings.
We'll think of a reason why nobody shows up.
Chief, after a mention in Society Sandy's column, every matron in Beverly Hills will give the mink coat off her poodle's back to come.
You think so?
I know so, that they'll be expecting champagne, roses, white tie, and tails. It's an exquisitely beautiful, elegant affair.
Well, thank you, Miss Jane. We done the best we could.
They'll be talking about this party for a long time.
I sure hope so. Well, come on, say hello to Granny. She's out in the kitchen whooping up the party victuals.
She's already started cooking?
Has been for 48 hours. She sleeps standing up, leaning against the cupboard with a ladle in her hand.
My goodness.
Yeah, she says she's going to make this a bigger coming-out party than the one Elsie Suggins had back home.
A coming-out party back in the hills?
Well, in a manner of speaking, Elsie gave it for her boy Moonshine when he got out of jail. Granny, look who's here.
Hello, Granny.
How are you, Granny?
Good to see you. But don't get no ideas you're going to help out. Everything's been taken care of. The plans has been made, and the cooking is on the way.
Granny, you're dead on your feet. You need some sleep.
Sleep? There'll be plenty of time for that after Ellie's wedding.
Wedding?
Yes. Out here, a coming-out party can get a gal married quicker than a shotgun could back home.
Well, I don't know about that, but I thought it'd be a good way for Ellie to meet some of the young fellas around here. Granny.
Oh, yeah, of course. That's right, of course.
Oh, howdy, Mr. Drysdale. Miss Jane. Uncle Jeff. The wind was blowing too much out back, so he's going to finish the invitations in here.
Those are invitations?
Yes, ma'am. For a fancy do like this, we found out they had to be hand engraved.
Come on, Bessie. Can't you go no faster?
You lay off her, Jethro. She can print twice as pretty as you can.
Well, she ought to be able to. She takes twice as long.
Bessie helping you?
Well, Jethro said we'd never get done unless she did.
Yeah, Society Sandy said that we should send invites to every one of the 400 in the Blue Book.
Do you have a blue book?
Yeah. This here's one.
Jethro, this is the Beverly Hills telephone directory.
That's right. That's the only one with the blue cover.
Jethro, the blue book is another name for the social register.
Yeah. Boy, if I wasn't so doggone good at ciphering, I'd swear there was more than 400 names in here.
Come on, we've got to figure a way out of this.
Right, Chief. Goodbye, Granny, Mr. Clampett.
Goodbye.
Well, bye now. We'll see you at the party. I'll say your goodbyes to Granny.
Oh, God. Where's my pot? Cover the owl burgers. Start peeling them Rudy Bakers. Where's my pot?
Chief, I have another call wondering if you can arrange an invitation to the Clampett party. It's Prince Filippo de Ragatini.
Hello? No, I can't. Absolutely not. Goodbye.
Chief, I know you're upset, but should you have talked that way to Prince Filippo de Ragatini? After all, he's one of the biggest dry cleaners in Beverly Hills.
I'm worried about the cleaning this bank is going to take when the Clampetts get laughed out of town.
I don't know which will hurt them more, being laughed at then or being told now they're doing everything wrong.
Well, you've got to tell them.
Absolutely not. I'll resign first.
All right, resign first, then tell them.
I couldn't.
Well, who are we going to find? Who will? Who's cold enough, callous enough, heartless enough to...
Milburn?
Margaret, we were just talking about you. Excuse us, Miss Hathaway. How are you, my sweet?
I was just reading Society Sandy's column about Ellie Mae Clampett's coming out party. Everybody in the beauty salon was talking about it.
Oh, yes. Your hair does look gorgeous, dear.
Claude's beauty salon, the Poodle Pampatorium.
Your hair does look gorgeous, Claude.
Oh, stop it, Milburn.
He was having a facial.
A facial?
Yes. Milburn, what about Ellie Mae's party? Apparently the cream of Beverly Hills society is going. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, it is a wonderful opportunity for the Clampetts, but I did want to ask you if... Well, they do need social direction, and I know how good you are at giving parties, and... Well, would you help them?
I'd love to.
Did you say you'd love to?
Well, I certainly can't beat them, so I might as well do everything I can to help them, fit in.
Oh, Margaret, that's wonderful.
Have Miss Hathaway tell them that I'll be over right away.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
We'll be going home soon, baby. And then Mumsy is going to pay a visit to the Clampetts. Now. We are going to get rid of them for good. When I get through with their party and all Beverly Hills sees what oafs they really are...
Margaret, I just talked to Mr. Clampett. I told him about your offer, and he said Granny would welcome the help with open arms.
Tell her to mind her own business. I don't need her. I don't want her around.
After all these years of doing us dirt, Miss Drysdale's offering to help us. You don't want to hurt her feelings, do you?
No, it ain't her feelings I want to hurt.
Nobody knows more about society than her, not even Society Sandy.
Yeah, she just might be able to help us. I think we ought to give her a chance.
All right, if you say so. But let her tell me one thing that I've done wrong, and I'm going to wrap this spoon around her neck.
All right, everybody, Miss Drysdale's here to lend a hand.
How do you do?
Howdy, Miss
Hi, Miss Drysdale. Now, let's make her welcome. And pulling together, we'll put on the best coming-out party ever.
I'm sure you'll never forget it. Tell me some of the things you're cooking, Granny.
I'm starting with possum sausages. What about it?
Possum sausages? How wonderful.
Huh?
The 400 will love them. What else are you serving?
Filet.
Filet mignon?
Filet gumbo.
Good.
Full of whole crawdads, big chunks of catfish, and mudsucker.
Oh, my taste buds are doing a tango. Society will be mad about them. And what party preparations are these?
We're hand-engraving party invites.
These are the invitations?
Yeah, we's all doing it. Bessie, too.
You have a monkey writing invitations? I never heard of one so smart.
I don't know why everybody makes such a big fuss over that ape. She's only copying what I put in front of her. You take this away from her, she can barely write her own name.
These are the invitations you're sending out.
Yeah, to everybody in the blue book.
This is the blue book? You only want the elite at your party. Why don't you let me take care of inviting the guests?
Swell. You can take over right there at Porky's Pizza Parlor.
Don't worry. I'll make sure the right people come.
Now, you see, Granny, she's being a help. Why, you might even have a chance to get some sleep before the party. Of course, I know you ain't the least bit sleepy. Are you, Granny? Granny?
Good morning, Miss Hathaway. All ready for the big party tonight?
I'm ready, but are the Clampetts?
I'll check a little later. Margaret's up there right now attending to the final details, and she's personally invited all the right people.
Yes, but Chief, what about the hand-engraved invitations to everybody in the phone book?
Margaret took care of that. She told Jethro she'd bring them back here to mail, and she did, in the incinerator.
Chief, that's so sly and devious.
Yes. Isn't she wonderful?
Good morning, Mr. Clampett. We all ready for our party?
Well, we was, Miss Drysdale, but I'm afraid I got a piece of bad news. This here telegram's from Millard Fribble.
Millard Fribble?
Yeah, you remember him. He's the fellow with swing-a-latin musical song.
Oh, yes. Perfect for a coming-out party. When are they arriving?
Well, that's just it. They ain't.
They ain't? They aren't?
No, you see, they took an offer to play at the Buzz River Hog and Steer Auction.
They're giving up a trip to Beverly Hills for that?
Well, it is a showcase.
I see. But you still got that Luther somebody and his Ozark Jug Band.
Oh, Luther Gooch phoned to cancel, too. It seems they needed some new jugs to toot on. So they had a party, and now they got the jugs, but nobody's sober enough to play them.
What a shame.
Don't worry, we got plenty of records to play on the phonograph. You know, bluegrass, barn dance, things like that.
Well, as long as you have country music, it's a high society favorite.
Well, you got the outside decorated all right?
Oh, you've done a fabulous job. Of course, a few more corn shucks would be nice.
Well, that's fine with me, as long as your friends wouldn't feel it was too show-off.
Jed? Oh, Miss Drysdale. I was calling Jed to come see the coming-out dress that you bought for Ellie. Come on in.
That sure was nice of you, Miss Drysdale, buying that dress, fixing Ellie's hair and all.
Come on down, Ellie.
Oh, she's just perfect.
She looks just like Gertrude Lovely in the Star-Spangled Vagabond.
Ain't it a little bit flashy?
The way a girl looks at her coming-out party is all important, dictated by tradition.
You want to do everything just right.
And you have. From these decorations to having Bessie the chimp parking the cars.
All right, honey, you can change back now. Now, we just wear our regular Sunday go-to-meeting clothes, huh?
That's right. And Mr. Clampett, the big tie with the flower.
I didn't know you was fond of it.
Oh, yes. Well, everything seems to be in order, so I'll be running along. If you need any more help before the party, just call me.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Drysdale.
Yes, thanks, honey. You've been awful sweet.
It was my pleasure. I just want to be sure that Beverly Hills society gets the proper impression.
I don't care about that. Just so Ellie gets the proper fella.
I can't get over how she's helped us with this coming-out party.
Sweet as sugar. Ain't tried to change one thing that we done. And do you know, it was her suggested bobbing for apples and having a sack race.
Just goes to show you that when it comes to having a good time, folks is folks. Either high society or a bunch of stump jumpers like us. Wonder who that is.
She double-crossed me. She hasn't changed a thing.
Oh, hi, Mr. Drysdale, Miss Jane.
Just couldn't wait till tonight, huh?
Really looks nice, don't it? Well, your wife ought to need a few more corn shucks around.
She's been nice as pie to us. Even bought Ellie a beautiful red dress and red. All covered with fringe and spangles and such. Says all coming out gals wears them.
Of course, everybody else just wears Sunday go to meeting.
Don't worry about splashing gopher gravy on your good clothes. We've given everybody their own bib.
Drive back to the office, Miss Hathaway.
But, Chief,
Drive.
Excitement just too much for him, huh?
Yes, that's it.
Well, see you tonight.
Come early, stay late.
Bye.
Just wait till I get my hands on Margaret. Look at this guest list. Everybody from Society Sandy to Phil the dry cleaner.
Prince Filippo de Ragatini.
Either way, they're all going to think the Clampetts are a bunch of hicks. Why, these social lions will eat them alive.
Well, it looks as though your wife has won. The party's tonight.
We've got to do something. Ellie Mae's coming out will look like a masquerade ball.
Chief, that's it. Give me the guest list and let's start phoning.
What are you talking about?
A society first. A masquerade coming out party.
All right, but it better work, or there's going to be a giant going-away party. For the Clampets' money, my wife, and you.
Well, Chief, it worked. Society's having a wonderful masquerade party.
Yes. But I hope nobody tells Mr. Clampett he won first prize for the best costume.
Never find out what we did. By the way, where's your wife?
At home, she couldn't make it.
Oh, really? What happened?
I locked her in the closet.
Well, Granny, they all seem to be having a high old time. Mr. Drysdale says the cream of society is here.
Well, if this is the cream, I'd hate to see the skim milk. Look at them. They're all a bunch of goofs.
You seem to dress a mite peculiar, don't they?
Peculiar. Did you see that goomer wearing a sheet and a bunch of leaves in his hair?
Leaves? I thought that was a bird's nest. It ain't so much they're dressing funny, but have you talked to any of them? I asked that fella dancing with Ellie who he was, and he said Napoleon.
Well, you can't blame them for acting strange, as sick as they are.
What you mean?
Miss Drysdale said everyone on the guest list was a blue blood.
Mr. Clampett, Granny, I want you to meet Society Sandy.
Well, howdy there.
How's your sore throat, honey?
I beg your pardon?
You just can't shake it, huh?
You pussycats have really done it. You know, these Tootsies have danced at a lot of coming-out parties, but this one beats them all. It's the most original and inventive I've ever seen.
Well, thank you, but by rights, the credit belongs to you and our dear friend, Miss Drysdale.
Well, it's a great party, and you have a lovely daughter. And I hope I see a lot of you in the future.
Well, Mr. Lady Killer, you sure set Miss Society Sandy on her ear.
What you talking about?
Well, she seemed quite anxious to get to know you better. I mean, she ain't gonna have that sore throat forever.
Forget it, Granny. It don't bother me that she ain't too pretty in the face and dresses funny and totes a stick with a ribbon on it. But I just don't think I could warm up to a woman that smokes a cigar. How's it look to you, youngins?
Laughing, Paul. Elmer and me sure like it better than that old mansion.
Yeah, I reckon Granny's gonna feel the same way about it.
Well, not me. Give me city living anytime.
Well, we ain't got things in working order yet. Did you fire the pump?
Yes, sir.
Lay fire in the fireplace?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, I want you to go out and get some wood and lay it by, because the first thing Granny's gonna want to do is start cooking.
Yes, sir.
And bring them guns and put them up on the wall in there. The place won't seem like home to Granny without them guns on the wall.
I'll take care of that right away, Uncle Jed.
Ellie Mae, we'll leave the pots and pans to you.
Yes, sir, Paul.
Mr. Clampett! Mr. Clampett!
Oh, morning, Miss Drysdale.
What is this?
Oh, there's a cabin, just like the one back home.
But this is Beverly Hills. You have a mansion. Why do you want this?
It's a surprise for Granny. You see, today is her birthday, and she's been kind of homesick for the hills lately.
Then why don't you take her back to the hills?
Well, we was going to do that, but your husband was dead set against us leaving.
Milburn?
Yes, ma'am. He's the one that thought of bringing his cabin here.
Milburn?
Yes, ma'am. He had one of them movie companies to build it.
He'll pay for this.
Yes, ma'am. He already had.
What?
Well, I tried to argue him out of it, but he said it was his birthday present to Granny.
I'll give him a birthday present.
Well, doggy, he's born the same day as Granny, huh? You got a surprise for him?
Have I ever?
Well, he'll be back directly. Him and Miss Jean is taking Granny for a ride whilst we get the cabin ready to surprise her. And it wasn't easy. Getting that little woman out of the house was harder than getting a hot mule out of a cool barn.
That Granny, you're home.
Why did you bring me back here? My family don't want me.
What?
You heard them trying to get shed of me this morning. Go outside for a while, Granny. Take a ride. Make yourself scared.
Granny, they just wanted...
Nobody even remembered my birthday.
I'll go around to the kitchen and put the candle to the cake.
Right. Now, Granny, I'm sure your family wouldn't forget your birthday.
Did you hear anybody say happy birthday?
No, but...
Did you see anybody give me a present?
No, but...
As much as one little old posy to pin on my dress?
No, but...
A single crumb of a birthday cake with candles on it? Or hear my kinfolk singing to me?
No, but... Oh, here comes Mr. Clampett. I'll bet he has something in mind.
Yeah, how to get rid of poor old wore-out, useless Granny, that's what.
Well, Granny, see, they bring you back. Now, we got a little surprise for you, but first off, we want you to put on this here blindfold.
Ah, they're fixing to fire and squad me. You're gonna stand me up against a wall and shoot me.
You hush that kind of talk.
Here are the guns, Uncle Jed.
I hear you, darn fool. Take him around back.
Well, you didn't say which wall.
Quiet and down, put on this blindfold, and come around back with us.
No, at least give me a running start to make it to the head.
Jethro, give me them guns and go fetch your granny back.
Oh, well. The surprise when she sees the cabin will be worth all this.
Yeah, I reckon so. Oh, speaking of surprises, Miss Drysdale wants you to come right home. She's got one for you.
Oh, wonderful.
I put Granny in yonder and told her not to take off the blindfold till she heard the signal.
What's the signal?
This here?
They got me. They got me. It took them 2 shots, but they got me. It's the cabin. It's the little cabin from back home. I've done went to heaven. Thank you. It's just like I always hoped it would be.
I want that horrible shack demolished.
Oh, you can do better than that. Try happy birthday.
Milburn, have you no civic pride, no sense of social responsibility, placing that monstrosity in the very center of Beverly Hills?
Well, it's just till Granny gets over her homesickness. Believe me, it's a temporary thing. Now, come on.
Is that a promise? The cabin is only temporary?
Well, it's just a surprise for Granny's birthday. Now, remember, say nice things. Keep my lodger's depositor happy.
You are obsessed with money. Money, 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 money.
That's it. Say nice things.
This thing's commencing to look like a brush fire.
Yeah, when you get to be Granny's age, you can pretty near bake a cake without an oven.
Oh, good. Here come Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale.
Fine. I kind of think they ought to be the first ones in, toting the cake. Ellie Mae, what's Granny doing?
Just sitting there rocking with a happy look on her face.
When the saints come marching in, when the saints come marching in, oh, it's nice to be here in heaven when the saints come marching in.
This fire is scorching me. Surprise, Granny.
Miss Drysdale, they done sent me to the other place.
Wait, Granny, wait. Come back.
Greetings, wealthy-type people. For my term project in sociology, I'm preparing a paper on the vanishing servant class. I've chosen this section of Beverly Hills for a mansion-to-mansion survey. Now then, first question.
We're in a hurry.
Oh, please, lady, I'm trying to get out of college the hard way. You know, graduate, cap and gown, pomp and circumstance, mom and dad, the new watch, proud of you, daughter, the whole bit.
Milburn, must we listen to this prattle?
Now, Miss Hathaway, get a move on.
Well, while we're waiting, how many servants do you employ?
With the gardener, 4 or 5, I guess.
You're not sure?
Well, who counts? Hurry, Miss Hathaway.
May I ask you how much you pay these servants?
I don't think that's any of your business. Come, Milburn.
Did you employ more or fewer servants 5 years ago? Did you pay them more or less than now? Did you operate a guillotine during the French Revolution? You have the kind face of a lower income type. May I ask you some questions?
Of course, yes.
Get in the car.
Right, Chief? Sorry, miss. When Mr. Drysdale cracks the whip, I must obey.
Do you find that automation and labor-saving devices are replacing the servant to the extent that it affects the labor pool of qualified domestic workers? One question answered out of 103. Well, that's the best I've done yet.
Well, howdy there, little lady.
Hello. Do you do the gardening here?
Well, I do some of the gardening and lots of other things besides. Place this size keeps me and my whole family busy.
Oh, there's a family of you. How many?
4, Granny, today's her birthday, and Ellie Mae, Jethro, and me.
4 of you? To take care of a place this size?
Well, don't look like much, but that's a 35-room house there, and then there's about 9-10 acres of ground besides.
Fantastic. How much does Mr. Drysdale pay you for this?
Well, he don't pay us nothing. No, ma'am. We don't expect him to. Why, if it wasn't for Mr. Drysdale, we'd all still be back in the hills. It was him that fixed it so we could live on his grand estate.
But he pays you no money for the work you do?
Is he supposed to?
Oh, I want to ask you and your family a lot of questions. Can we go inside and talk?
Well, they ain't in the mansion. They's in the cabin around back. Follow me.
A cabin? In Beverly Hills? A cabin in Beverly Hills.
Young lady, this here's my family. Here's Granny and Jethro and Ellie Mae.
Howdy. Tobacco Road on Crestview Drive.
I don't believe I caught your name.
Jennings, Virginia Jennings.
Well, come on in, set a spell.
This is your house?
Well, strictly speaking, it belongs to Mr. Drysdale, but he had it put here first. He's a mighty nice man.
Yeah, I'm all choked up.
Granny, this young lady wants to ask us some questions.
That's the way for young folks to learn. Jethro, you light the fire under my soap kettle.
Yes'm, Granny.
Ellie Mae, you fetch the lye in the rendering.
Yes'm, Granny.
Granny, you hadn't ought to be making soap on your birthday.
Got to, Jed. We're plumb out.
You mean you have to make your own soap?
If I wanted, I do.
Well, can't you just get it from the Drysdales?
Oh, shucks, no. They use that fancy store-bought stuff. Much too highfalutin for folks like us.
Sure.
My sociology professor will never believe this.
Fireplace don't draw too good, Granny.
Jed, I'm so grateful to have a fire to cook over again that I don't mind breathing a little smoke.
Haven't you had a fire before now?
Out here in California, no, ma'am.
Not since we left the hills, pretty near 2 years ago.
Hope you stay and share victuals with us, ma'am. That's a fine-looking mess of dandelion greens Granny's a cooking.
Ellie and me picked them from Miss Drysdale's yard last night. She caught us. Oh, was she mad, turned the hose on us.
Picking dandelions out of her yard?
Oh, not that she wants them for herself. Oh, no. Greens ain't good enough for Banker Drysdale's table. They have to have store-bought, butcher-cut, paper-wrapped meat every day.
Now, Granny, you got to remember the Drysdales is high muckety-muck society folks. Next to them, we's rough as cobs.
What do you eat, Granny?
Oh, grits and greens, a little side meat now and then, and a scrawny California rabbit if Jed goes out hunting.
Now, Granny, don't be poor-mouthing. You know that when Cousin Pearl sends us a package of food from back home, ain't nobody in Beverly Hills eats better.
What does your cousin Pearl send you?
Oh, the best of everything. Crawdads, catfish, salted down possum.
We was hoping for some fresh-laid eggs, but Miss Drysdale says we have to get rid of our chickens.
Granny, your soap kettle's ready. Should I light the fire?
Not until I check the wind, Ellie. If it's blowing over toward the Drysdales, we better hold off. The smell of Granny's soap cooking just naturally drives that woman into a rage and fury.
This whole situation is an incredible anachronism. It's medieval Europe. It's feudalism. It's serfdom. You are vassals enthralled to a liege lord. How can this despicable anomaly exist in an enlightened 20th century America?
No. Did you ever hear such big words come out of such a little girl? Well, May, if you went to school, you could talk like that.
You never went to school?
Oh, not more than a day or two.
In your whole life?
That's right.
Granny, may I come back later today?
You betcha. We're gonna fire up my birthday cake again and open up my present.
I'd like to bring a camera, a tape recorder, and a sociology professor.
Well, now, I can't let you give me no camera or recorder, but I will take a look at that sociable professor.
It's the truth, Professor. He's the president of this bank.
Now, Virginia, let's be realistic. Mr. Drysdale is a community leader, a respected man, a responsible citizen.
A feudal lord, that's what he is. And the Clampetts are his serfs, his vassals. They live in a little shack on the grounds of his estate. They have to poach dandelions from his lawn in order to eat. They'd starve if their family didn't send them food packages from back in the hills.
Let's keep our voice down, shall we?
Professor Graham, I have found a family living in virtual bondage in the very center of the wealthiest section of the wealthiest city of the wealthiest country in the world. They face poverty, pestilence, famine.
Jimmy, lower your voice.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse are riding the boulevards of Beverly Hills, and he wants me to lower my voice. I say, let's storm this Bastille. Let's liberate the prisoners of the tyrant Drysdale. Let's show him this is the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's get out of here.
Down with Drysdale and Desmond.
Yeah, let's get him. Oh, Margaret, will you change records? I've listened to you sing the hillbilly blues and it's coming out of my ears. But I put the cabin where no one can see it. All right, you can see it. Well, why did you go over there? Well, let them cook soap. They're clean people.
Excuse me, Chief. The young lady who was up at the Clampett mansion is here with the sociology professor. They demand to see you.
What about?
The Clampetts. They wish to register a strong complaint.
Well, throw them out.
Let us see them, Chief. The bank guard says they are spokesmen for what might be described as rather an ugly mob.
What a choice. I can listen to my wife or face an ugly mob. I'll take the mob. Goodbye, dear.
Come in, please.
Mr. Drysdale, this is Professor Robert Graham of the Department of Social Sciences at the university.
Big deal. So what's your complaint about the Clampetts?
Aha, you've had others.
Every day, and I'm sick of them.
Have you no social conscience, no civic pride? Has your greed destroyed
Jimmy, I'd better do the talking. Mr. Drysdale, are you responsible for a family of 4 hillbillies occupying a squalid cabin in the middle of Beverly Hills?
Yes, I am, and it's not squalid, it's clean.
Does it have modern conveniences, modern plumbing?
No, but they're very happy there. Or would be if Badinsky's like you would leave them alone.
Would you live there, Mr. Drysdale?
Oh, of course not. My wife would leave me like that. Hey, wait a minute, me. No, I still couldn't live the way the Clampetts do. Food they eat.
And yet you expect your neighbors to tolerate a condition like that in the most fashionable street in Beverly Hills.
But you can't see them from the street. I was very careful to put the cabin behind some trees.
Ask him about their wages.
Yes. Is it true that not one of them earns even a minimum salary?
So what? They don't need money. They wouldn't know how to handle it if they had it. I take care of all their needs. Anything they want, they come to me.
Well, Professor, have you heard enough?
I think so.
Well, I think so, too. And next time, keep your nose out of other people's business. The Clampetts are staying right where they are.
We'll see about that, you tyrant. Caesar had his Brutus, Charles I is Cromwell, and Drysdale will have his Ginny Jennings.
What a couple of ding-a-lings they are.
What a magnificent mansion.
Take a good look, Professor. And then I'll take you around back and show you where the Clampetts live. The poor people who take care of this beautiful estate.
That lawn, it's like a carpet.
Watered by the tears of the oppressed. Clipped by toil-worn hands.
Now, Ginny, save it for your term papers.
Is that you, Pop?
That those was some fancy foot stomping, Uncle Jed.
Show them good weasels what for.
I don't know about you, but I'm as thirsty as a hound chased fox.
Me too. I danced me up a pot throat too. Me too.
Same here.
Yes, Drew, I got you primed this pump.
Didn't do no good. Mr. Drysdale forgot to connect the water.
Well, take this bucket and fill it from one of them hose spigots outside.
Yes, sir, Uncle Jed.
Well, there it is.
Why, It's even worse than you described it.
You know they didn't even have fire until today?
Incredible.
How can the Drysdales sit up there in their million-dollar mansion eating store-bought, butcher-cut, paper-wrapped meat while their servants live here eating grass?
It's a throwback. It's 100 years of civilization down the drain.
Howdy, Miss Jenny.
Oh, hello, Jethro. This is Professor Graham.
Howdy.
Oh, hello, Jethro. What's that you're carrying?
I'm drinking water.
Don't you have water in the cabin?
Mr. Drysdale never had it hooked up. We're fixing to die of thirst. Come on inside. It's Granny's birthday, and we's having a square dance.
Isn't that magnificent? Starving, dying of thirst, and they can still dance.
The flame of the human spirit is hard to extinguish.
Inspired by courage like that, we shall lead these people to freedom.
You vile beast! Stop this racket! I am expecting my bridge club, and we cannot possibly concentrate on our game with this dreadful uproar going on not 50 feet from my patio. I demand that you cease at once, or I'll have this cabin dismantled and hauled away to the city dump.
But, Miss Drysdale, it's Granny's birthday, and...
That is my ultimatum. Terminate this cacophonous din instantly and permanently, or else.
Jed, does that mean we can dance or we can't dance?
It means we can't dance.
It means we must dance.
What?
If the chains of bondage are to be broken, let us break them now.
But I thought you said we had to dance.
We do, and we shall. But not here in this squalid cabin, no. We shall dance in that magnificent mansion.
Yeah, I'm for that.
Follow me. We'll dance the dance of defiance.
Jenny! Granny, you ever hear that dance?
No, but if I can watch her for a minute or two, I'll be able to pick it up. Come on, everybody, we're getting too crowded in here anyway.
You have danced now for half an hour in this beautiful hall. Has Mrs. Drysdale dared to show her face?
No!
That's right, she ain't.
Has she dared to utter one word of protest?
No! He's right worked up about it, ain't he?
Now you see how the tyrant quails in the face of courage. You have danced the dance of defiance and your fetters are broken.
Doggone it, mine feel like it.
Privates, now you must press on to ultimate victory. You must not return to that cabin. You must sleep here tonight. You must eat here tonight.
I'm for that. I've been for it all along.
Jethro, noble Spartacus, you shall lead your people to happiness.
Hot diggity dog! You heard her! Head for the kitchen!
Come on, folks, join us for supper.
Shall we?
No. We have ignited the torch of liberty, but they have won the battle of freedom.
You're right. To them alone belong the fruits of victory.
Right. Store-bought, butcher-cut, paper-wrapped meat.
Mailman?
Jethro?
Uh-oh.
You in there?
No, sir.
Howdy. Get up from there.
Yes, sir.
What's the big idea?
I'm mailing myself to Paris.
Paris?
Uh-huh. To the Folies Bergère, where they got all them dancing girls.
You can't get to Paris like this.
I can't? Oh, yeah. You got a stamp?
Oh, now get out of there.
But, Uncle Jed, Granny says for every goose there's a gander, and for every fella there's a girl.
So?
So, somewhere there's a low-down dirty sneak with two girls, his and mine.
That ain't it, Jethro. You probably just ain't been going the right places for meeting them.
I know. That's why I'm headed for Paris. If you ain't got a stamp, just send me COD.
You ought to try around here first.
I have, Uncle Jed. For days, I drove up and down Wilshire Boulevard, smiling at the girls. And all I got were chapped lips. I'm going to Paris.
Oh, you're going out back and take a nice, good, long swim.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hold on a minute, boy. Just thought of something. Miss Jane is coming out here today with the Beverly Hills nest of the Biddle Bird Watchers. Why don't you meet some of them girls?
Uncle Jed, have you ever seen any of them bird watchers? Fire. I'd just soon look at the birds.
Like nice girls?
Yeah, well, if it's all the same to you, I'd rather go for that swim.
I know what the boy's going through. These ways I think I can remember.
Jed, somebody's been in my pantry, stole a ham and canned goods.
Granny, it was Jethro.
Ah,
Boy was fixing to mail himself to Paris.
dandy. I'll take him to the post office.
Take it easy, Granny. Boy's got a problem.
Yeah, no brain.
Oh, it seems he's having trouble meeting girls. There comes somebody. Looks like Miss Jane and her bird watchers.
Greetings, bird lovers. Oh, you. I want to thank you for allowing my little band of fledglings to nest in your verdant sanctuary as they sharpen their sense so as to better pursue their ornithological avocation.
I thought you was going to watch birds.
We are out by your pool. It's the perfect spot to give my recruits their basic training.
Oh, well, make yourselves right at home. Is Ellie going to join you?
Oh, no, indeed. Ellie is no longer a recruit. She has already earned her feathers. Troops, stairs, out!
Jed, you said Jethro was having trouble meeting girls. There's a whole busload.
Granny, they ain't exactly the kind of girls that Jethro cottons to.
Why not?
Well, they...
You mean there ain't one of them girls that Jethro would like to meet?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Ready, Mr. Clampett? I should like you to meet Miss Athena Armstrong.
Howdy, Miss Armstrong.
How do you do?
Howdy, huh?
I bet you're going to like the Biddle Bird Watchers.
Oh, I'm not a recruit. I'm from the National Headquarters Nest.
She's been right up there in the front lines.
You got a boyfriend, honey?
I find my school studies and bird watching activities infinitely stimulating, allowing of little time for the superficial pastime of adolescent dating.
Does that mean that she's for it or against it?
As a matter of fact, I have already made Miss Armstrong my second in command. Take the recruits around the back.
Attention! Right, hiss! Forward, hutch!
A bit awkward now, perhaps, but enough rigorous training and there'll be crack troops.
Miss Jane, I was wondering if Jethro could join your group, meet a few of the...
I'm afraid not, Mr. Clampett. Policy. Several recent incidents have made it necessary to confine male-female fraternization on our bird-watching expeditions to that done by the birds themselves. Well, Chitto!
That's too bad. There's one girl in that bunch Jethro could take a real strong liking to.
Hey, Jethro, the Biddle Bird Watchers is a-coming.
Let me out of here.
All right, recruits, we'll begin your training with some close order drill. Binoculars, ready? Up, two, three, out.
Boy, Duke, I wish you'd look over here.
Jethro, would you please stop that? You'll scare away the birds. And now let us assume that we have heard a bird call which we suspect is that of the yellow-rumped warbler. Listening positions. Hop!
She ain't paying no attention to me at all, Duke.
I'll try the old sympathy approach.
Baby!
Do you need help?
Yeah, I sure do. Yeah.
Good girl. Grab him. That's it. Well, keep his head out of the water. Wonderful. You've done it. You're saved. You're saved.
What's your prize?
That big cluck, Jethro. Must have had 50 pounds of canned goods in that box, and he forgot a can opener.
No matter. If the boy gets hungry enough, he knows them open with his teeth.
Well, he better quieten down, now that his girl problems is settled.
Settled? How?
He's decided to join the Biddle Bird Watchers.
Oh, no. Miss Jane told me they don't take fellers.
I told him that, but he said that he thought up a sure way to make her change her mind.
Well, he's just wasting his time. You see that? What tarnation you doing with Ellie's birds?
Oh, I just love the little feathered fellows, Uncle Jed. I'm going to be the birdman at Beverly Hills.
The only time you look twice at a bird is when lying feet up in a platter of gravy.
Not no more. All of a sudden, I just think they're terrific. I love them. I'm crazy about them.
Reckon you seen that Miss Athena?
How'd you know?
Wild guess.
So long.
Oh, Jethro just walked off with every one of my birds, and he won't tell me why.
Well, Ellie, child, I think he just took a strong liking to them all of a sudden. He thinks they're terrific. He loves them. He's crazy about them.
Well, maybe so, but I think it's because he's seen that girl, Athena.
I think you're right.
And so, recruit Lolita. For your valor and heroism in life-saving, I hereby commend you in behalf of all Biddle Bird Watchers everywhere. All right, let's hit it for recruit Lolita. Ah! Ah!
Miss Jane. Miss Jane.
Hi, Jethro.
Howdy, Lolita. Howdy, Athena.
Jethro, why are you here?
I'm in love with birds. See how the set's all over me?
What birds?
These. My little feathered The dirty varmints? I mean, the little darlings must have flown away. Yep. But I hope you let me join the Biddle Bird Watchers anyhow. Granny says you don't allow fellers, but I got a powerful hankering to watch birds.
I see in your eyes that same burning passion I felt when I sighted my first red-bellied nuthatch.
You do?
Oh, yes. And I cannot bear to see such enthusiasm nipped in the bud. Perhaps you could join us on a probationary basis and we could... Hark! I believe I heard the call of the yellow-headed bush-tit. From there! Binoculars, we're ready! Up! Hey! Keep scanning the low shrubs along the... Jethro! Jethro!
Don't worry, Miss Jane. I'll find that little yellow-bellied whatchamacallit. Oh, come on, Miss Jane. Oh, gee whiz, all I want to do is study nature.
Wait, Jethro!
Ha-hee! Ha-ha! I did it! Ha-yeah!
Mailman.
Oh, Jed. Please let me mail myself to Paris. I even put on airmail stamp.
So you couldn't get into bird watchers, huh?
It's my own fault. With Athena around, who can watch birds?
Yeah, I see your problem.
I just want to go to Paris and forget all about her. So please stop ripping my box open. It's miserable work, taping it up from the inside.
Tell you what, Jethro, you hold off going to Paris a while, and I'll talk to Miss Jane for you.
All right, Uncle Jed. It won't do no good, but I gotta wait around anyway. It's gonna be a while before I can lick any more of this paper tape.
Clampett, how are you?
Well, I'm fine, Mr. Drysdale. Say, if you come to pick up Miss Jane, she's out back with her bird watchers.
Oh, no. She's off today. You know, 20 years ago on this date, I took over the presidency of the Commerce Bank. So I declared a bank holiday, and all the employees have the day off.
But the bank ain't even open today. It's Saturday.
Yes, what a shame it falls on a weekend.
I don't blame you for wanting to celebrate.
Yes, it's a real rags to riches story. The great American dream. Poor boy to bank president.
And today's the day you got promoted.
No, it's the day I got married. Margaret's grandfather was chairman of the board. I suppose every holiday has its sad side.
Well, speaking of being sad, maybe you can help me with Jethro. He's got a spate of girl trouble.
Well, you bet I can. You're talking to the old master.
Do tell.
Oh, yes. Why, back at college, the girls used to call me... Never mind what they used to call me. Well, what's Jethro's problem?
Well, it seems that he's all pushed out of shape over one of Miss Jane's bird watchers. And she won't even look at him cross-eyed.
Not cross-eyed, eh? Must be a new member.
Matter of fact, she is. Jethro tried to join, but they don't take fellas.
Oh, well, they will after I talk to Miss Hathaway.
Well, no, we don't want to break no rules. All I want is for this girl and Jethro to get together long enough so she can see his good qualities. Mm-hmm. And they don't exactly jump up and shout at you.
Now, here's a thought, Mr. Clampett. I am a woodchuck.
You are?
No, I mean I was as a lad. It's a boys' organization. Now, if Jethro became a woodchuck, I could arrange a camporee and a joint chuckarama with the bird watchers.
I think we better start over from the part where Jethro turns into a woodchuck.
She loves me not? She loves me?
Jethro, your girl troubles is over.
Did you get me in the bird watcher?
No, but listen. You are a woodchuck.
Well, you don't have to call me names.
What's a club?
A girls' club?
No, boys.
Thanks.
But it's just as good. Mr. Drysdale's arranging for the woodchucks to have a camporee and a chuckarama with the bird watchers.
Uncle Jed, are you making fun of me?
Well, Mr. Drysdale is down by the cement pond right now with the junior assistant chief woodchuck himself.
Miss Hathaway, meet woodchuck Stanley Kragelman.
How do you do?
Pleased to meet you.
My, what an impressive array of awards.
I have all 94 achievement awards offered by the woodchucks.
Being an old chuck myself, Stanley has agreed to come out and help me talk to Jethro about joining.
Excellent. We Biddlebird watchers always feel a kinship with groups that venerate the great out-of-doors. Well, Woodchuck Kragelman, I must return to my recruits. I have them scouring the underbrush for rock wren nests. Good hiking!
Just a minute, Miss Hathaway. I want you to plan a little get-together today for your bird watchers and the local woodchuck chapter.
I'm terribly sorry, Chief, but our rigorous training schedule simply won't permit it.
Now, look, it's costing me a new clubhouse to get the woodchucks to cooperate. Now, don't you give me any trouble.
Excuse me. You're a woodchuck, aren't you?
That's right.
I've never seen so many badges.
I have all 94 achievement awards offered by the woodchucks.
My, you must be a double-toothed woodchuck.
Triple.
Oh, girls, come on the double. There's a triple-toothed chuck up here.
Uncle Jed, I'm much obliged for what you're doing, but I don't want to be a woodchuck. Sounds stupid and dumb and silly and well... Like I was saying, Uncle Jed, the woodchuck sounds stupid, dumb, and silly. And where do I sign up? Boy, no wonder Athena went for you. Why, you got more trimming on you than a Christmas tree.
These are achievement awards, Jethro.
Well, when I become a woodchuck, I'm gonna have me twice that many.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna buy me enough to cover me head to toe.
You can't buy these. They have to be earned. Now, this is the Woodchuck Handbook. It tells all about them.
How many of those things you got?
I have all 94 achievement awards offered by the Woodchuck.
Woodchuck ho!
Woodchuck ho!
Woodchuck ho!
Hold on, you aren't a woodchuck yet.
Ah, but he soon will be. They're having a special initiation for you this afternoon.
Swell. I hope Athene'll still be there by then.
I've already arranged for the bird watchers to attend your initiation, including that certain someone.
Hot dog! What someone?
Athena!
Oh, yeah.
I was just telling Jethro about the achievement awards. He might as well start on one even though he's not initiated.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, Jethro, you're gonna love chucking. I remember the good old days when I was a junior assistant chief woodchuck.
You?
You'd better believe it, son. Oh, I took my pack on some great outings. A hike through the Federal Reserve Bank, a camp out in the vault of the Savings and Loan.
Mr. Drysdale, my pack doesn't do anything like that. We learn first aid and community service.
First aid community service? What are they teaching American youth?
Excuse me, Mr. Drysdale, but I don't care just so long as you get something shiny from my uniform.
First aid community service. The woodchucks are going to the dogs.
Never mind, Jethro. Now, which achievement award would you like to try for first?
Well, let's see. Here's basketry, cycling, life-saving, printing, rowing, surveying.
Yes, there's 94 of them. Now, which one do you want to try first?
It doesn't matter, as long as I get all 94 by tonight.
Jethro, it took me 5 years.
Well, don't feel so bad. Some folks are slower than others.
Jed, where are you? Oh, Jed.
What you all excited about, Granny?
Look what I found out on the front porch.
What are they?
I don't know.
Oh, I see you found Elmer and Porky.
Are these yours?
Yes, I brought them to show Jethro.
Well, that's fine. What are they?
Guinea pigs.
Yip, yip. Hello. Pigs. Them's the smallest pair of porkers I ever seen.
Just runts. Is they full grown?
Oh, yes. But it's taken 2 years of careful feeding to get them this big.
I wonder what he feeds them pigs.
Whatever it is, they's getting the skimpiest helpings in town.
And he's been at it for 2 years. Pitiful.
Why, I could raise bigger on peach pits and promise.
Hey, where's Stanley? He said he was going to give me a couple of his guinea pigs so I could get my first achievement award.
Don't get your hopes up, boy. Both his hogs together wouldn't make a good-sized pork chop.
Then I'll raise something else. It says here, don't have to be guinea pigs. To qualify for this award, you can raise hamsters. Hey, here's something I know about. It says you can build an ant farm.
There you go, boy. You can have a full set of teeth before you know it.
My ant farm's all done. Wait till you see it. I bet it's got 10,000 ants in it, give or take a few.
Well, that's dandy, boy, but what's the matter with your eyes?
You ever tried picking up 10,000 ants?
Very well, recruits. You have now completed phase 1 of your basic training. However, before we continue on to phase 2, I have a special treat for you. We are going to attend the woodchuck initiation ceremony of Jethro. Hooray! I hope it will not be necessary for me to remind any one of you that this is a solemn occasion and that we are fiddle bird watchers.
Well, there's my ant farm. Take a look. There's the barn, and the farmhouse, and the silo. Wait a minute. Something's missing.
What?
The ants.
Time for your initiation, Jethro. What's that?
Well, that's my ant farm.
Jethro, an ant farm is supposed to be put between 2 sheets of glass.
Between glass? That's great if you don't mind squashed ants. I wonder if
That's the way he raised them 2 pigs.
Well, here I am for Jethro's initiation. Oh, this is my old woodchuck uniform. Of course, it's just a little bit small.
Oh, here come the bird watchers. I'd better get ready for the ceremony. Howdy, Athena.
Right over here, Jethro. Let's get started.
Makes me real proud to see the boy joining such a fine group.
I, too, am proud to know that he'll soon be wearing the woodchuck uniform. Miss Hathaway.
What?
Give me your hat.
Why, Chief?
Don't ask questions. Give it.
And so, as you prepare to enter the hallowed halls of chuckingdom, remember that a woodchuck is dependable, diligent, observant, honest, persevering, happy, polite, courageous, enthusiastic, optimistic, learned, gallant, informed, just, literate, reliable, respectful, persuasive, artful, cooperative, industrious, perceptive,
10,000 of them.
determined, flexible, zealous, energetic, sagacious, faithful, honorable, modest, neat, orderly, philanthropic, and sincere. And now, as I present you with your own handbook, I hereby appoint you a
Better have fun and watch a lot of birds, youngins.
Oh, we shall.
And thanks for all your help, Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett.
And Jethro, you be nice to Lolita.
Oh, I will. She helped me get my one and only achievement award.
What for?
Life-saving. I pulled her out of the cement pond.
My hero.
Chief!
Oh, Miss Hathaway, how do you like this drapery material? Isn't it a cheerful design?
Chief!
I'm having the whole office done in money green. A very restful color.
Chief, get a grip on yourself. Something terrible has happened.
The bank's been robbed.
Your wife.
My wife's been robbed.
No, it's worse than that.
The bank and my wife have been robbed.
Mr. Drysdale, it does not concern money.
Don't scare me like that.
Listen to me, please. Your wife has disappeared.
Oh, no, she hasn't. She's in the hospital for her nerves. You know, there's nothing wrong with her, really. She just went in to spite me. Said it was in protest against the Clampers living next door. She even had a psychiatrist fly out from New York, charged me $200 a day plus transportation.
Chief, your wife has disappeared from the hospital.
Well, she probably went home. And high time, too. That room is costing me $75 a day.
Mrs. Drysdale did not go home. No one knows where she is.
You serious?
Absolutely. Your wife is missing. She vanished from her hospital room and her mattress with her.
Well, let's get over there.
Ellie Mae, get that critter off of her. Is she still sleeping?
Sound us along.
Take her up to the bedroom next to mine. We'll have her well in no time.
How's it coming, Doctor?
Slow, slow. But then it don't pay to hurry when you're mixing medicine.
That's a fact. Well, Jethro's found you a dandy mud dauber's nest.
Oh.
Yeah, Granny, look at this. It's a 19-holer.
A 19-holer. There's a heap of curing in that rascal.
Granny, Miss Drysdale's commencing to wake up.
Well, it's about time. She's been sleeping ever since we fetched her home from the hospital.
You don't reckon she got the purple drowsies?
I won't know for sure until I examine her. Uh-oh. I'm putting her out of my all-purpose throat gargle, mouthwash, and germ killer.
I'll get you some more, Granny. Oh, where are you hiding it still now?
Oh, yeah. It's down in the bushes by the cement pond.
I'll throw you off about 4 fingers.
Now, let's see. I got everything I need to give Miss Drysdale a complete and thorough scientific medical examination. buzzard foot, ear finder, dried newt skin, acidity bag, left hind shoe of a spavin mule. I'm ready.
Don't forget your mud dauber's nest.
I'll put that right next to my powdered batlings and dried beetles.
Gee, Granny, sure do make me want to be a doctor.
Could happen, Jethro. But generally speaking, I don't hold to the idea of men being doctors.
House. Oh, it can't be. I went to the hospital to get away from them. Doctor! Nurse!
We's coming, honey. Oh, rest easy, Miss Drysdale. Granny's here to doctor you.
What am I doing here? How did I get out of the hospital?
They throwed you out.
What? Right out the window, mattress and all.
We found you laying in the bushes, sound asleep.
Oh.
Uncle Jed and me hefted your mattress onto the truck and brung you home so Granny could take care of you.
You didn't even wake up.
Speaking of that mattress, Jethro, I reckon we'd ought to take it back to the hospital.
Granny's got it sunning in the yard.
Yeah, I'll put it on the truck and wait for you out front.
Here's your germ killer, Granny. How you feeling, Miss Drysdale?
I'm so confused. Please call my husband.
I've been trying to do that, but he ain't at home and he ain't at the bank, nor Miss Jane neither.
Could he be at the hospital?
Oh, I hope not. That's a terrible place.
Well, they's awful unfriendly.
Why, we had to climb up the fire escape to come and see you.
Jethro and me will have to get that mattress back in your room the same way. Well, take good care of her.
We will, Paul.
If only I weren't so groggy and sleepy.
I bet you them hospital doctors give her something, like they's always doing on television.
Don't you worry, honey. We ain't gonna let them squirrely TV quacks get you again. A real doctor's gonna be treating you now. Take this spavin mule suit.
Let me out of this madhouse! Oh.
That poor woman thinks she's still back in that hospital.
As head of this hospital, I hold you responsible.
Calm down, Mr. Drysdale. I assure you we will solve the mystery of your wife's disappearance.
How can a 132-pound woman suddenly disappear? You need a lost and found department. What do you think you're doing?
Making deductions, Chief. I'm somewhat of an amateur detective.
Oh, baloney. If you want to do something, get my lawyer over here.
Can we discuss this in my office? Now, we're launching a full-scale investigation.
And I am launching a full-scale lawsuit. When do you doctors wear masks? $75 a day for this room, and my wife isn't even in it. Now, I want my money back.
Mr. Drysdale, your wife will be found and returned to you.
I didn't ask for that. I asked for my money back. Fine hospital you're running.
Well, you didn't help matters any when you dismissed your wife's specialist and sent him back to New York.
He was charging me $200 a day. She wasn't even sick.
Will you lower your voice?
I'll do that when you guys lower your rates.
Situation. Mrs. Drysdale was under sedation and therefore could not walk to the window. Supposition. She must have been carried on her mattress.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane.
Howdy, Miss Jane. We figured the hospital will be looking for Miss Drysdale mattress.
But how did you get it?
Well, we found it down yonder in the bushes and her on it sound asleep.
We figured the hospital folks threw her out the window.
So we fetched her home and Granny put her to bed.
She's at your house?
Safe and sound.
And getting treated a heap better than she did here.
Every time we come to visit her here, they had this room dark and gloomy.
Yeah, so the first thing we done was to open the window and move the bed up to it so she could see out when she woke up.
Yeah. Well, come on, boy. Granny needs us. Oh, tell Mr. Drysdale not to worry about his wife.
Hey, I never did find out what these here buttons were for.
Well, like I said before, boy, leave him alone. Come on. Bye, Miss Jane.
So that's what happened. Jethro pushed the control buttons. Of course, of course.
Naturally, I'm glad my wife is safe at the Clampett's, but I'm not swallowing that cock and bull story about her being launched out the window by Jethro. I'm suing this hospital for a bundle, and that's that.
Help me move the bed to the window and I'll demonstrate.
And I'll demonstrate that you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, I've just located the nurse who was on duty at the time of Mrs. Drysdale's disappearance.
So it raises the bed. So what?
And I'm sure we can...
Hey! Press the button to stop this thing! You see that, Jethro?
No, what?
They just chucked another one out the window.
No.
Yeah.
Boy, they's a mean bunch.
In fact, they are. You couldn't get me in that hospital for no amount of money. Miss Drysdale, where are you going?
I'm going back to the hospital.
Oh, now, you don't want to go back there. They is chucking folks out the window right and left.
What's going on? What's she doing out of bed?
I want to go back to the hospital.
The hospital?
I don't think she knows what she's saying, Granny. I reckon that fall out the window shook a few jars off the shelf.
I was just on my way up to give her some nerve quietener. Open wide, Miss Drysdale. Fetch the poor thing back, Ted.
You better give her a double dose when I do. Her nerves is tighter than a high string on a $2 fiddle.
Look who was making a beeline for the back door.
Be down, you Neanderthal!
Well, I should tote her upstairs and lock her in?
No, hold her there. When she gets a spoonful of my nerve tonic, she'll be as quiet as a kitten. I refuse to swallow one drop of your witch's brew. Here, Ted. When she opens her mouth wide, spoon it in. I have no intention of opening my mouth. There you are. You can put her down now, Jethro.
Well, she'll run away.
No, she won't, Jethro. Granny's nerve tonic's got a mighty soothing effect.
Okay.
I'm going home and call the police and have you all put away.
See? I told you.
Don't worry, she won't run for her. Got her floating, Granny. Reckon this stuff's a mite strong for city folks?
Here's so. I better call her in before she goes over the wall. Come on back, Miss Drysdale. Come into Granny.
Hi, Granny. I'm
Doctor, it might be best if I went in alone to get Mrs. Drysdale.
Oh, any particular reason?
Several, none of which you would understand at this point.
Sorry, Bessie, but Granny says you can't be Miss Drysdale's nurse no more. You let her get away once. Oh, hi there, Miss Jane. Somebody's with you?
Oh, yes, but I'm afraid this little nurse is one of the things he might not understand. Where's Mrs. Drysdale?
Upstairs in the room next to Granny.
Where's Granny?
Oh, out back. Want me to go and fetch her?
Oh, no. I'll talk to her later.
M.D.
Oh, howdy. Are you a doctor?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, that's what MD meant. Mr. Doctor. And the snakes on that there stick. I'm gonna be a brain surgeon.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you studying medicine?
In the kitchen, mostly.
In the kitchen?
Yeah, that's where Granny makes her medicine.
She's the one I'm studying doctoring from.
Oh, yes. Your grandmother is a doctor.
Oh, greatest they is. You ought to see what she done for Mrs. Drysdale.
Well, just what did she do for Mrs. Drysdale?
Loosened to her nerves to where they was like a bunch of wet noodles.
Hey, how would you like to meet Granny?
I would like that very much.
Well, she's out back. I'll go fetch her.
Come on now. That's it.
My name is Tinkerbell. I can fly.
Oh, boy.
Where are you taking Miss Drysdale?
Dr. Sanders is taking her back to the hospital.
Well, I best go fetch Granny. Granny! Granny!
That's the door.
Miss Hathaway, what is going...
Doctor, give me a hand and let's get out of here.
But I was about to meet a character named Granny here.
That's why we have to get out of here.
Hey, Granny!
Yeah? Granny, come quick!
Granny!
Granny!
Hey, Granny!
Granny! I'm dizzy.
Hey, there's a doctor waiting out front to see you.
And Miss Jane says another doctor's taking Miss Drysdale back to the hospital.
We're overrun with the varmints. Yeah, them hospital doctors has got Miss Drysdale again.
That ain't all. They got Mrs. Drysdale, too.
No,
I just heard about it next door.
we gotta get down there and save them. Follow me.
Truck is up. Well, never mind. Come on, young'uns. We'll pick her up on the fly.
I still say it ain't fitting for a doctor of my standing to have to climb through the window like a snake thief.
Let's face it, Granny. This hospital's a mighty peculiar place. The quicker we get Mr. and Mrs. Drysdale out of it, the better.
Well, where do you reckon they are?
Well, come on, we'll find them.
Bingo! Miss Drysdale's in this one.
Well, likely Mr. Drysdale's in the next one.
Mikey, I'll take care of it. See you later, doctor. Hi, Miss Jane. What are you doing here?
We come to fetch Mr. and Miss Drysdale out of here.
Oh, you can't do that. They're under the care of Dr. Sanders.
They're under the care of Dr. Granny.
We'll be in trouble if there's so much as seen on this floor.
Miss Hathaway,
Oh.
who are these people? What are they doing here?
We's the Clampets, ma'am.
We come to fetch the
Laundry. The laundry. Here, I'll show them where it is. Here we go. Thank you, nurse. Right inside. There we are. They're charity cases. Dr. Sanders is trying to help them out.
All right, all right. Oh, Miss Hathaway, I'm glad you're still here. That boss of yours is too much for me. He's leaving.
You're releasing him?
Releasing him? I'm throwing him out.
I was afraid of that.
Now they fixed to throw poor Mr. Drysdale out.
And his wife will be right behind him. We didn't get here a minute too soon.
Won't be mighty tricky getting him down that fire escape.
Well, you and Jethro can stand under the window, and Granny and me'll drop them to you.
No more fire escape for me. I'm going out the front door like a brain surgeon had oughta.
Where'd you get that?
There's a whole shelf of them over yonder.
Oh, I think you come up with a great idea.
Thank you. What is it?
Never mind.
Miss Hathaway, come to the cashier's office with me. I want you to approve every item on that skinflint's bill. Oh, nurse, get that wheelchair ready for Mr. Drysdale. Come along, Miss Hathaway.
Well, couldn't we go later?
Now, please. You know, I'll bet he would go all the way to Africa just to get free treatment from Schweitzer.
Now, wait a minute. Sanders promised no surgery. He said I could leave. Don't touch me! Quiet down, Mr. Drysdale.
Yeah, it's us.
We've come to get you out.
Oh, you gave me a fright.
Your nerves on edge, is he?
I'll say they are.
Open wide.
What was that?
Nerve quietener. Get him in the wheelchair, kid. Ellie and me will fetch Miss Drysdale. Like as not, she needs a booster by now.
Hello, Doctor.
Howdy.
Howdy.
I assure you there There's no cause for concern, Doctor.
2 patients have been spirited out of my hospital. I call that cause for concern.
We're not sure the Clampetts did it, and besides, you were ready to release Mr. Drysdale.
Well, yes, but not into the custody of a witch doctor. Now, there is some medical hanky-panky going on at the Clampetts, and I intend to look into it.
It's nothing, you'll see. Oh, Granny practices a little mountain medicine, you know, harmless home remedies.
Well, if what she gave Mrs. Drysdale was a sample, she can be arrested as a pusher. Why, that stuff made our tranquilizers look like pep pills.
Sure, it's all perfectly legal and harmless. And besides, Granny confines her cures to her own family.
Oh, she does. Take a look at that.
Well, I wonder how that got there.
Well, I suggest we drive in and find out.
Jethro! Let's get these contraptions back to the hospital.
Won't Granny need them for her hospital?
They don't belong to us. Neither does that outfit you're wearing.
Well, I like it. Makes me feel like a real doctor.
Bring the truck around, or we ain't keeping nothing that don't belong to us.
That sign out front must be a prank. You'll see, they're just simple, fun-loving hillbilly folk.
Oh, howdy, Miss Jane. Howdy, Doctor.
Well, that simple, fun-loving kid is studying brain surgery in the kitchen.
Oh, this here's Cousin Ellie.
And this is Cousin Bessie. She used to be a nurse.
A nurse? Oh, no. What ghastly experiments are they conducting in there?
Out of the way, Miss Jane. The Drysdales is loose again. Come on, young'uns, inside and help Granny and me catch him.
I just don't believe it. They've gone way beyond my medical knowledge. I just hope the AMA can handle this.
Never mind the net, Granny. The Drysdales is floating back.
And I'm Peter Pan.
I hope he's keeping count of how much wire he's got. Here's he misfigured a mite.
Now you see what comes from having too much money. Millionaires, phones in the car. His rope has slipped, it's pulling.
We'll admit, things seemed a mite simpler when we was poor.
Money is the stem of all evil.
Granny, it's the root of all evil.
Now you're coming around.
Read that back, please.
Dear sir, it gives me great pleasure to inform you that the Clampett account has now reached the amount of $68,415,000. Signed, very truly yours, etc., etc. Now, who shall I send it to?
To me. I love getting good news in the mail.
Oh, pardon me. I'm Virginia Jennings from UCLA. I wondered if I might see Mr. Drysdale.
Well, he...
Come in, come in. My door is always open to American youth. Oh, this is Miss Hathaway. How may I help you, my dear?
Well, I'm president of the Philosophy Society at the university, and we have voted to make you an honorary member.
Well, this is a surprise, eh, Miss Hathaway?
Yes, congratulations, Chief.
Because of his generous and humanitarian ways, the Friends of Plato do hereby appoint Milburn Drysdale an honorary fellow.
Thank you. You know, I've always been a devotee of the great philosophers. Rockefeller, Morgan, Rothschild, Getty.
Yes. Well, now that you're a member of the FOP, I know you'll want to participate in our current project.
Certainly, certainly. What is it?
We're trying to raise funds to help a number of impoverished students finish their education.
What a wonderful idea. Who are they?
Well, I'm one. The other 2 girls are waiting outside.
Say, that's very clever of you.
Then we can count on your support?
Of course, you have my blessing.
We were hoping for something a little more tangible.
Like money?
Frankly, yes.
Say no more. Here at the Commerce Bank, we're always ready to help out needy students. Help her out, Miss Hathaway.
But it would only be a small loan for a few luxuries. You know, food, shelter, clothing.
Out. And tell your buddy Plato not to come begging around here either.
You just no softy, Chief. Boy, I hope she gets a loan. I'm starving. Oh, if only we were food economic majors. We'd have some homework to eat. Jenny, that happy, radiant look on your face can only mean one thing.
You're right. I bombed out.
What do we do now?
Well, there's one more chance. I met this old kook of a millionaire named Clampett once when I was writing a term paper. He might help.
Let's go.
Now, wait a minute. Instead of the Friends of Plato, we ought to give ourselves a name that'll get sympathy.
Oh, well, how about Friends of Oppressed Educationless Youth?
You got the right idea, but the initials should spell out some catchy word.
So?
So that spells phooey. Come on, we'll think of something on the way.
I tell you, Jed, we was better off before you struck oil. What's it got us? Nothing but trouble.
Yeah, but we got to think of the young'un.
I am. Look at Jethro, acting like he's got a head full of harmony. And Ellie Mae, buying all them skimpy things like that miniskirt. Wouldn't even keep her knees warm.
Yeah, but she's learned a lot since then. Matter of fact, she's been downtown shopping all morning. Said every dress she bought was extra practical.
Huh, Granny? How you liking the new dress? That's a practical dress?
So she says.
Practical for what? Catching cold?
It's mighty pretty, but is that what you call practical?
Why, sure. It's made out of paper.
Paper?
Yes, sir. It gets dirty, you just wad it up and throw it away.
Paper dresses. Well, you can strike me deaf. Now I've heard everything.
And it only costs $25.
For a paper dress? Why, for 25 cents, any newsboy would have sold her enough goods for a whole wardrobe.
Millions is going to her head.
She's just the beginning. If you get any richer, we'll all end up wearing cardboard underwear.
This is the place. You park your bikes over there and wait for me.
I hope that new name you thought of gets us some money.
Well, it's got to do better than the Friends of Plato. Who'd give money to an outfit called Fop?
Good luck.
Don't worry. I'll tell Mr. Clampett he's saving a potential college drop-over.
You mean drop out?
No, I mean drop over. If I don't eat pretty quick, I will.
And when was the last time you got to go fishing?
Well,
Afore you got the money. And when was the last time you got to harvest a crop?
well,
Afore you got the money. I say it's been nothing but a curse.
Granny, you're probably right, but what are we going to do? As long as we're stuck with it, we just got to suffer along. Oh, howdy, young lady. Come in.
Thank you, Mr. Clampett. Hello, Granny.
Well, if it ain't little Ginny Jennings from up to the college.
Sure enough. What can we do for you?
Well, Mr. Clampett, I'm here representing Needy.
Needy?
Yes, the National Establishment for Educating Deserving Youth.
That sounds like a worthy cause.
Oh, it is, Mr. Clampett, and, well, to be honest, Needy needs money. A lot of it.
A lot of it?
Yes, sir.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That sounds like an outfit could use $68,415,000. Young lady, step in the kitchen. I'm going to write you a check.
Thank you again, Mr. Clampett. With this check, you have unlocked the economic shackles on that great door of learning, beyond which lies the sum total of human knowledge.
Well, you're surely welcome to. Bye.
Bye, honey.
Goodbye, patrons of knowledge, generous benefactors of scholarly endeavor. Farewell, good friends.
Did you get it, or didn't you?
Yes. Such wonderful people, you know. So kind and warm and really interested
How
in young...
much?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at the check yet.
Well, is it enough to buy a hamburger?
Oh, I'm sure it's more than enough. Yeah. $68,415,000.
Oh, great. Let's see. 68
million?
Oh, Jim, we is plumb broke, and I've never been so happy in my whole life.
I feel this like I've been took out of harness myself.
I hope they don't spend it all in one place.
I reckon an outfit like that Needy has got plenty of folks that can use the money.
Well, let's go tell the young'uns. Then I'm going to get out my sewing things and commence to make Ellie some clothes like I used to.
Make sure you use a good grade of paper.
Oh, go on. I don't have to take no joshing from an ex-millionaire that ain't got a penny to his name.
You know, I'm feeling better every minute. Fact is, I think I'll just walk right down to the bank and give Mr. Drysdale back his papers.
There's another person that won't have to worry about your money no more.
Yep. He'll be able to breathe a whole lot easier now.
No, I just can't cash it. Not this much money.
Why not? Mr. Clappett's probably got 10 times that. Who's gonna miss it?
That's not the point. What are we going to do with $68 million?
We could get something to eat.
Yeah! A bowl of chili, some onion rings, a grilled cheese with a chocolate shake, and French fries, and apple pie. And
what do we do with the change? Leave a $68 million tip?
Well, we don't have to spend it all on ourselves. We can help other kids get through the university.
Yeah, we can buy books, supplies.
We could buy the university.
I suppose we could do a lot of good with this money.
Please!
All right, I'll think about it. Thank you, Mr. Drysdale. Come on, kids.
It's true, Chief. I telephoned Granny, and Mr. Clappett signed the check. She's positively elated about it.
Oh, boy, I've got to stop eating herring and sour cream before bed. It's given me the worst nightmare I've ever had. Well, it's just like I'm awake.
You are awake, Chief.
Mind your own business.
You might as well face it. The Clappett account is gone.
Now, don't panic. This is business. These things happen. You win a few, you lose a few.
Well, Chief, I'm really impressed with the way you're taking this. What are you writing?
A suicide note.
Oh, no. Get a hold of yourself. There's nothing we can do about it.
Oh, yes, there is. We can fight.
What?
I've let Mr. Clappett get away too long with his crazy money ideas of his, and I'm calling a halt. I'm going to tell him if he persists with this insane idea, it's going to rub hard on him, real hard. I'll say to him, Mr. Clappett, if you give away all your money, you're going to have to move out of that mansion immediately.
Chief...
No, I'm through fooling around. And I'll say, Mr. Clappett, if you're broke, you're real broke. That means no money for food, no gasoline for the truck, nothing.
Chief, Mr. Clappett is...
I don't care who he is. I'm going to get tough.
Drysdale, you don't have to get tough. We fully expect to give the house back. It's only fair. And don't worry about us spending no money. We know we're broke and we're glad of it.
Isn't there anything I can do?
Sure is. You can start relaxing, and it shouldn't take long now that you ain't got the money to worry about.
Mr. Clappett?
Ah, this ain't goodbye. We'll be in touch. And, Miss Jean, see can you get him to do a little fishing?
Chief, you're crying again.
Yeah, let's get going.
I'm almost done, Granny, but we want to be sure and leave the place looking like we found it.
Uncle Chet, have a heart. What's a sophisticated, educated playboy like me gonna do around all them hog wrestlers back home?
Oh, I reckon you'll get by.
But, Uncle Chet, I belong here. Beverly Hills folks is my kind of people.
You're welcome to stay if you want to.
Well, I can't without money. I've done gone and got used to a high standard of living.
Well, you're between a rock and a hard place, because I ain't got no money to give you.
Granny, we've been living here for 5 years. Now we's leaving. Ain't you sad?
Yeah, sad it took so dad blame long to pack.
All right, boy, drive on.
Chief! It's no use, Miss Hathaway. I'm going to that big safety deposit box in the sky.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
What else is left to live for? All the good things in life are gone. All 68 million of them.
Chief, you're acting like a child. Now, why don't you approach this Clampett problem constructively?
It's too late. Don't try to change my mind. Just pull the desk out from under me.
Oh, Chief, I couldn't.
If you feel that strongly about losing me.
Oh, no, it's not that. It's just that this desk is too heavy for me to pull.
Miss Hathaway!
You'd like to get onto this chair. Well, be reasonable. Well, why don't you forget about losing the Clampett account and start trying to get the Jennings account?
The what account?
The Friends of Plato. They have the money now.
Yes. Say, that's right. I know. I'll try to get the Jennings account. Miss Hathaway, I just saved the day.
Jethro, can't you go no faster? I want to get back to them piney woods whilst I can still climb a tree.
Yeah, let's go.
Uncle Jed, are you going to give them the big news, or should I?
What you mean?
We ain't going to make it to them woods back home. The gas we got, we'll be doing good if we get outside the city limits.
How far can we go?
Beats me. We's running on wishful thinking right now.
You better find the first big, thick green woods you can. First place you see more than 2 trees together, pull over.
Ranger Warkle here. Warkle. W-A-R-K-L-E. Right. A truck about to dump some trash at the east boundary. But there's not even a road on that side of the park.
Well, this is as far as we're going, Uncle Jed. The tank's drier than dust.
Well, leastways we made it into some tolerable woods. How's Granny doing back there, Ellie?
Well, she's still asleep, Pa. Has been since before we turned off the road.
How'd she manage to sleep through all this bumping?
Plumb tuckered out. She loaded up the truck single-handed in 20 minutes flat.
Oh, I must have dozed off. Oh, we're back in our woods. And so soon. My, look how pretty everything looks here at home. Nothing's changed a bit. I feel like a new person now that I'm here.
Granny,
Oh, I gotta kiss the ground. The hallowed soil of my homeland. Oh, I've waited so long for this.
Granny, I think I'd hold off on that.
How come?
Well, we ain't exactly home.
Where is we?
Strictly speaking, we're still in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? Pooey! That dumb cluck you've been driving around in circles.
We come as far as we could with the gas we had.
You mean we've stuck here?
For a little while, but leastways, we got good dirt under our feet. We got trees, bushes, sky to look at.
Birds and breeze to listen to. And...
How about it, Granny?
Los Angeles, pooh!
All right, here we are. Miss Jennings, your new home. Compliments of the Commerce Bank.
But this is the Clampett mansion.
Ah, but not anymore. It's yours for as long as you want it. And in those boxes, you'll find a few more surprises from the Commerce Bank.
You can afford to give her the car and all of this?
You've got to spend $1 to make $1. Besides, I'm keeping the trading stamps.
Really, Mr. Drysdale, I just don't feel right about your giving us all these things.
Nonsense. It's just what I felt in my heart. And there's absolutely no strings attached. Of course, when it comes time to depositing the check, I hope you'll keep in mind that other banks would give you a calendar or a lousy blotter or something. Oh, goodbye.
Look, Jenny, this coat still has a tag on it. 4,500 clams. And this dress must be a Paris original.
Look, put it all back. I'm not going to take any of it. Or this mansion or that car.
What?
Look, Mr. Drysdale is only doing it so I'll deposit this check in his bank, and I just can't cash it.
All right, but we can at least try some of these things on.
Well, I suppose we could do that much.
Yeah.
You know, Jed, staying on here till we get enough money to go home on might not be so bad after all.
Yeah, leastways we's in the woods, away from all them buildings.
I've been studying on it. I'll bet you the owner of these woods would let us sharecrop them if we asked him. That way we could trade off the harvest for gas.
He'd probably be tickled pink just to get his land cleared.
Uncle Jed, I gotta talk to you. I've been out for a long tramp in the woods, and there's something I found out.
What?
I got to head back to the city. Done gone and got too sophisticated to live out here like a wild animal.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah. When you took on as much class and savoir-faire as me, you can't just up and chuck it like a pair of dirty overalls.
Well, it's your life, boy. How do you figure on making a living?
Well, I'm gonna have me a talk with that there needy outfit. Having all your money, They can support me in a manner which I've become accustomed.
Well, before you make up your mind, why don't you listen to what we're planning to do out here?
Okay, shoot.
Well, we're going to look up the owner of this land and see can we clear it for a little farm.
But that'd take a good 6 weeks of wood chopping.
Yeah, and it'll feel good to get back doing some hard work for a change.
Well, I'm sorry, Uncle Jed, but it'd be too risky for me to do that kind of unskilled labor.
What you mean?
Well, I've been planning on being a brain surgeon or a soda jerk. For either one, I got to protect these hands.
Well, good luck, boy. Be sure and say bye to your Granny and Ellie Mae before you leave, and let us hear from you.
Yes, sir. Bye, Jed.
Oh, howdy, Jed Clampet's my name.
I'm Ranger Warkle.
Well, pleased to meet you, Ranger. Who?
Warkle. W-A-R-K-L-E.
Yeah, Warkle. Sounds a little like a bird call, don't it?
What are you doing with this axe?
Oh, you got something to do with this land?
Well, you could say that, yes.
Well, you're going to be happy to hear this. We're planning on chopping down all these trees and plowing and planting a little corn.
Oh. And I suppose you want to build a little red barn and put up a nice fence, too.
Not unless we get some livestock.
You trying to get my goat?
Oh, we don't need a goat. Well, what do you say? Can we commence clearing?
Listen, you old coot. Can't you figure out why these trees are standing here?
Oh, but if you don't watch your tongue, you're going to have to find somebody else to chop them down.
Honey, who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Jethro Bodine. I used to live here.
Oh, but Mr. Drysdale said we could take...
I bet you're the folks from Needy. Is Ginny Jennings here?
Jethro?
Ginny? Ginny Jennings? Is that you?
Yes, Jethro, but what are you doing here? I thought you and your family had moved.
Well, we did, but I just ain't cut out for that poor dirt farmer a bit. Well, it might be all right for them others, but I'm too much of a swinger now. I need about $1 million or $2 from Needy.
You need money? But your Uncle Jed's a millionaire.
Not no more. He'd give it all to you.
All of it?
He's flattered a run-over hat.
Well, whose car is that?
I don't know.
Well, I'll go see if there's anybody out back.
I hope I can get that jar of crow gizzards that I left in the pantry. If we can't trade them for gas, I don't know what we'll do.
Don't worry, Granny.
Can't get over that Warkle fella running us off that land.
Well, that's my fault, Granny. He probably took it personal when I said his name sounded like a bird call.
We've got to go find him. Oh, Mr. Clampett, we were just leaving to look for you. You've got to take this check back.
I do?
If we kept this money, we'd be miserable for the rest of our lives. It just isn't fair. Come on, girls. We've got to take this stuff back, and now.
He's right, Granny. It ain't fair to make them young'uns suffer with all our millions.
Did you notice how they were dressed? The money was starting to ruin them already.
Mr. Clampett, what are you doing back here? Where are the girls going?
I'm afraid we got some bad news for you, Mr. Drysdale. We're leaving my money in your bank. We ain't giving it away.
Do you see it, Miss Hathaway? They're giving it back to me. Oh, Miss Hathaway.
Well, it was nice being broke while it lasted.
Yeah, but the money is our problem. It's up to us to bear the burden of it.
Us and Mr. Drysdale. Look at him crying. He's as miserable as we are.
Yeah, too bad.
It's a curse, Jed. It's a curse.
Chief, Mr. and Mrs. Brewster are here.
Hello, Mr. Drysdale.
Surprise, Melbourne. Well, for heaven's sakes, it certainly is. Why didn't you let me know you were coming to town?
Oh, we didn't let anybody know. We're here under a cloak of absolute secrecy.
Oh, well, excuse me, I'll get back to...
Just a moment, Miss Hathaway. We need your pledge of silence.
My goodness.
What is it, John? Your oil company mixed up in some big defense project?
A new secret rocket fuel, is that it?
Of course, and you don't want foreign agents to know you're in town.
Oh, it's even more important than that. We don't want the Clampetts to know we're in town.
The Clampetts?
Well, they're really wonderful people, but I'm afraid that hillbilly hospitality is a bit overpowering for a city girl.
Oh, that's right. They met you at the plane after your wedding.
Yes, that ride from the airport was an experience that Edith still hasn't gotten over.
Right through the middle of Beverly Hills on their honeymoon express. Never been so embarrassed in my life.
Hang on, dear. We'll be at the hotel soon. Jethro, that's the hotel just up the street there. But don't stop in front. There's a basement garage. Just make a turn at that alley there.
Oh, you're coming home with us first. We got a surprise for you.
Another one? I mean, you've done too much already.
This ride from the airport is something we'll never forget.
Shucks, that ain't nothing compared to what's waiting for you at home.
Oh, here's the alley, Jethro. Just make a...
What was the surprise they had for you?
I'll answer that. The Clampetts had put up their little cabin out by the pool to keep Granny happy.
And we made the mistake of admiring it.
You mean...
Yeah?
Oh, no, not for your honeymoon.
That was the surprise.
They're surprised, all right. Just look at their faces.
Well, anyway, now you understand our cloak and dagger approach.
The Clampetts, bless their well-meaning hearts, must not find out that we're in town.
Our lips are sealed. Right, Miss Hathaway?
Chief, the presence of Mr. and Mrs. Brewster in our city shall henceforth be considered classified information and shall not be revealed to any unauthorized person or persons under any circumstances whatsoever.
Why don't you practice saying yes?
Well, now that that's out of the way, we come to the point of our visit. Edith and I are going to settle down out here.
Really?
Wonderful.
John's company is opening a West Coast office.
And I promised Edith she can build a dream house.
I spent my whole life in New York apartments, and this is really going to be a thrill.
We've already found our lot, and we'd like your bank to handle the escrow.
My pleasure.
We're going to be here a week. Now, do you think we can keep it a secret from the Clampetts?
Of course, right?
On my honor, I do hereby pledge...
Just say yes.
As we're leaving, we'll telephone the Clampetts from the airport and tell them hello and goodbye.
You know, dear, it might be safer if we just fly over their house and drop a note, huh?
What are you aiming to tell Mr. Drysdale, Jed?
Well, I'm just going to tell him the truth, that we're fixing to move back home, leastways for a spell.
Well, don't you let him talk you out of it. He's gonna yowl like a scalded cat.
Oh, I think he'll take it all right. He knows you've had a hankering for a long time now.
It ain't just me, Jed. Everybody wants to go back home. Ain't that right, everybody?
I don't.
Speak when you're spoke to.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
Well, Granny said everybody.
You ain't everybody.
I'm somebody.
That ain't everybody.
Well, the three of you ain't everybody neither. It takes four to be everybody.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
You can make sure we'll be glad to get back home. See, Jed? Everybody wants to go.
That ain't everybody.
1, 2, 3, 4, everybody.
Gee whiz, Granny.
Just hush up and drive, boy.
Can we come in? Well, of course.
My goodness, this is our day for surprise visits.
Come in, come in. Sit down.
Well, see you later. Duty calls.
Would you like some coffee?
Oh, no, thanks. You're busy. We'll just get right to why we's here. You see, Granny has been kind of restless.
Everybody has.
Of course, and I understand. You've been here a long time, no change of scenery. I suggest taking a little trip.
That's exactly what we had in mind.
Good. Southern California has everything to offer. Mountains, beaches, desert.
We's going back home.
Fine. Now, I'll drop by this evening with some maps and folders, and we'll plan a little... You do mean this home?
You mean the home where we come from?
Today. Not 3 years ago.
Home to the hills.
Beverly Hills. Not those other hills.
Those other hills, Mr. Drysdale.
You can send Jez $50 million to Luke Short in Sibley.
Luke's got a safe in his general store.
Come on, Jez.
No, you can't go. I won't let you go.
What did you say?
Mr. Drysdale, we got a lot to do, and it's a long drive back to our cabin.
And I can't wait to get there.
But you've got a cabin here, the one you put up beside the pool, remember?
It ain't quite the same.
Now, stand aside.
What will I tell the Brewsters?
You mean them honeymooners?
Yes, they're back in town.
Granny, you remember that pretty little city woman that fell in love with the cabin?
Oh, yes.
And they still talk about that wedding night.
Is that a fact?
You know, Jed, I never did get to learn that poor city woman about how to make lye soap or sling chitlins or butcher hog.
Here is your chance.
You gonna be here for a spell?
For a whole week.
Well, doggy.
It would be kind of a shame to leave just now, wouldn't it?
I reckon the Brewsters would look on it as downright unfriendly.
Let's go home and commence making the cabin ready for them.
Oh, I'll never forget this. Neither will the Brewsters.
Are you fetch them to our place?
I'll get them there somehow. Sometime this afternoon.
We'll be ready for them.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
What a terrible thing to do to the Brewsters. Ned, on that Brewster escrow, knock 5% off our regular fee. I feel better.
I never did see anyone so fond of pigs and chickens. Charmin, she calls them.
Funny how life has come full circle. It was Mr. Brewster that made us rich by buying our oil. Now, at last, we got a chance to do something nice for him.
I sure would like to be there when Mr. Drysdale tells him the good news.
I understand you've been trying to find me, Melbourne.
Yeah, sit down, John.
Edith and I were just overlooking at the lot. I've never seen a woman so happy and excited. All she can think about is that dream house.
Glad I was able to save it for you, John.
What do you mean?
Clampett Oil is very important to your company, wouldn't you say?
Well, it certainly is. It's the richest field we've got, our major source of income.
Without it, there'd be no West Coast office, no dream house, right?
Right.
Johnny, you came that close to losing it.
Losing the Clampett Oil?
Now, relax. I was here to throw myself into the breach.
What happened?
The Clampetts came by to tell me they were moving back to their home in the hills.
Yes?
In a flash, I saw the danger you were in. One look at those wells, one sniff of that oil, one thump of those drills, and Jed Clampett would have said, out. Throw everything out. Close it down.
You really think so? The wells are quite a distance from the cabin.
Johnny, I know these people. I know how they think. I know what makes them tick.
Well, what did you do?
Like I said, I know them. And one thing they respect is courage. So, I planted myself in front of the door like this, and I said, no. You can't go. I won't let you go.
Oh, that did take courage. Why, you might have jeopardized your own relationship with me.
Well, all I could think of at that moment was you and your bride and saving her dream house.
Well, I don't know what to say, Melbourne. It's really, I'm just overwhelmed.
Forget it.
No, that's something I'll never do. Edith's waiting for me down in the car. I've got to tell her about this.
So, John, there's something else you've got to tell her.
Oh, what's that?
Sit down.
What is it, Melbourne?
What is it, John?
Well, darling, it seems that in the excitement of the moment, he let it slip out that we're in town.
Is that what you've been so nervous about telling me?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, there are worse things than that.
Well, I'm coming to them. Edith, that dream house we're going to build, I'd say it's worth a little sacrifice, a little temporary discomfort, wouldn't you?
John, isn't this the street that goes up to the Clampets?
You didn't answer my question, dear.
Oh, you didn't answer mine. Are we headed for the Clampets?
Edith, no matter what happens today, just keep saying to yourself, my dream house, my dream house. It'll take you through whatever lies ahead.
What does lie ahead?
Well,
Never mind. I see it. It's the Clampett driveway.
well, start saying it, dear. My dream house, my dream house.
John, please don't turn in.
Say it, darling. Say those 3 magic words.
You turned in! My dream house.
Did you hear that, Jed?
My dream house.
Sure grabs at your heart, don't it?
Here's a holding chicken for you, Miss Brewster.
Oh, here. Let me hold it, dear.
Well, in here, Miss Brewster, you can have the pig.
My dream house. My dream house.
Hot doggy, she is fond of pig. Took it right inside with her. He seems partial to chickens.
Did you see that? Mrs. Brewster's so happy she went to crying.
Granny's about to cut loose herself.
Well, doggone it. The way she keeps calling that little cabin her dream house. It'd set a mule to boiling.
Jed, want me to fetch a cow for Miss Brewster to milk?
Not yet, boy. We're going to let her do her learning on Ellie's goat. Get the feel of it, so to speak.
What about her soap-making lesson, Granny? Should I start a fire under the kettle?
No, just let's leave them 2 lovebirds alone in their dream house for a spell. After all, it's like a second honeymoon for them.
Yeah, I'm glad Mr. Drysdale told us he was in town.
Please unbolt the door, honey. Let's sit down and talk this over. Edith! Look, honey, I was trapped. I had to agree to this to save the Clampett oil field. To save your dream house. Don't you see, sweetheart? I did it for you. I love you. Look, honey, we can face anything as long as we're together.
John, I'm sorry I've been such a child.
It's all right, precious.
I feel better now that I've had a good cry.
Well, of course you do.
And you're absolutely right. We can face anything as long as we're together.
Ah, that's my wonderful girl.
And someday we'll look on this as a lark. We'll look back on it and we'll have a good laugh.
When we're in that beautiful dream house, huh?
Oh, yes. Come in.
Hello, honeymooners.
How are you, Granny?
How's everything?
Oh, just wonderful, Granny.
Fine. I got a dandy surprise for you. Young'uns, fetch in Thelma.
Thelma? John, what's that?
It's a goat, dear.
Here you are, Miss Brewster. You seem to favor having your livestock in the house.
The milker from the left, and don't let her butt you.
This goat is for me to milk?
Oh, won't that be fun, dear? A kind of a lark, huh?
Don't worry about your clothes, honey. I bring you a house dress. Poor little thing. She just can't take too much happiness, can she?
I did it, John. I milked that miserable goat.
Oh, Edith, my wonderful... Oh. You did, didn't you? Cheer up, dear. The worst is over.
Oh, no, it isn't. Do you know what my next lesson is?
What?
How to make lye soap with hog renderings and possum fat. And then I'm going to learn how to hand-sling chitlins and stir-off sorghum.
Well, doggies. I was just kidding, dear.
Well, I'm not, John. I'm sorry, but I cannot take this kind of life. Especially when I know that 100 feet away in that beautiful mansion, there are a dozen palatial bedroom suites with luxurious baths and dressing rooms.
Darling, you've just given me a great idea. We'll be out of here and into one of those suites in a matter of minutes.
How will you do
Well,
it?
it's very simple. I'll just tell Granny that you're dying for a nice hot bath. Obviously, there are no bathing facilities here, so...
Of course.
And once we're inside that mansion, we'll never leave.
Oh, John, you're wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, I can feel that hot tub already.
Ah, you're turning a nice rosy color, Edith.
I don't doubt it. This water's pretty hot.
Oh, it ain't the water, it's my live soap. Want to wash your face?
No, I don't know if I should. John has always admired soft, delicate skin.
Then this is what you want. This would tender up a gator's hide.
I think I've had enough.
Want me to go over your back with the brush again?
No, please. I'd like to get out now.
Well, just a minute. Ellie, fetch in the rinse water. Best to rinse off with rainwater. Cuts the soap. Otherwise, your skin is liable to soften right down to the quick.
You want me to do the pouring, Granny?
Yeah, Ellie, you have a little height on me. Here you are, honey. Stand up. All right, Ellie, let her have the rainwater. Well, have you ever seen hot rain?
I wonder if I should check on Edith.
Well, not till Granny gives the signal. She don't allow menfolk within shotgun range at bath time.
Chances are Granny's letting her soak a bit. You see, this time of the year, she puts a little extra possum fat and coal oil in her soap.
Possum fat and coal oil?
Yeah, it leaves what they call lingering fragrance on the skin. And it keeps the bugs away from one Saturday to the next.
There's the all clear signal. You can go back to the cabin now.
You're going to find the waiting was worth it.
Yes, well, excuse me.
Well, Jethro, let's keep the happiness coming. Now that Mrs. Brewster's learned how to milk, we're going to fetch her a nice fat cow.
You don't have to come along, Uncle Jet. I can heft the cow on the truck by myself.
Well, I reckon you can at that. Handle her gentle. Here's $10.
Yes, sir. I'll bring back the change.
Howdy, Miss Jane.
Mr. Clampett, are the Brewsters still in the cabin?
Yep, and happy as a pair of squirrels in a nut tree.
No, Mr. Clampett.
No?
No. You see, the Brewsters have bought a vacant lot here in Beverly Hills, and that's where Mrs. Brewster wants to put up her dream house.
What thickens you say?
That's the simple truth.
And all this time we had them stuck way out in the back there.
Yes.
Well, where is this lot of theirs?
Let me drive you over and show it to you.
Fine and dandy.
Morning, Miss Hathaway.
Good morning, Chief.
You know, I could hardly sleep last night for worrying about the Brewsters.
They're waiting for you in your office.
Oh.
Chief, wait. Everything's all right.
It is?
Yes, they moved into their hotel last evening.
Oh, well. Wilbur, I thought I heard your voice. Edith and I are going to pick up our architect and drive by the lot. I thought you might like to come along.
You too, Miss Hathaway.
Thank you, but I've seen the lot. It's just lovely.
I'll be back in about an hour. Well, John, Edith, how do you like the way I got you back into your hotel room so quickly?
It was magic, Milburn.
You're magic.
Just took a little intelligent thinking.
We're getting close, Mr. McKeegan.
You certainly are fortunate to find a vacant lot on this street.
They paid enough for it. By the way, John, did anyone mention a 5% discount on your escrow fee?
No.
Good. Forget it.
Here it is, coming up on your right.
Cary Grant is one of our neighbors.
Edith's so thrilled she doesn't know what to... What?
Oh, John!
Took us all night to get it up, but she's ready now.
Look, Miss Brewster's gone to bawling again.
No doubt about it, that woman just can't take too much happiness.